going on, family? How you guys doing? Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. We got Mr. Trev Smooth, Ty from the Shot, hey, Willie, Miss Pearl, BK, Toya, True, Dave, and myself. I'm Lapeef J. Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. What's going on, family? What's going on? How y'all doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. Hello.
Good evening. How y'all doing tonight?
Hello, everyone.
Good.
It's good. Well, good to see you guys, man. Happy Thursday. I don't want to delay this any longer. I know y'all been waiting for this show. Tonight, the main topic, we're going to open it up with that, which is what really triggers female attraction according to science. What's going on, Kay Clarity? We got Eugene is in the house as well. Dale Matthews. We got Ducey McIver. How you doing? Eugene still, I think I said you already. Daniel Berry Sports. How you doing? Again, as you guys come in, hit that like button and also make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm looking forward to this show. We got a few more people that'll pop in and out. So y'all just show them a warm welcome as well.
Ain't no more spaces.
Well, you know how I do, I make room. And just make sure just make sure.
I just want to say, Toya, your hair looks really nice.
Huh?
I was going to say, Toya, her hair looks really good.
Thank you.
I was like, it's a whole change from last time.
Yeah, I took my braids out.
It looks good.
Thank you.
All right. Let me just get this one piece in real quick. Go ahead and get the show started. Okay, let's go ahead and get it. So I got this clip I'm going to play. And listen to what she said, and then we'll go ahead and react to it and see how everybody's feeling about it. Sound like a plan? All right, here we go.
What's up, y'all? In the last video I did, I was talking about human evolution and physical attraction from men to women particularly, and why they like big butts and they cannot lie. Now I'm going to be doing it from the female perspective. First off, women evolved to be choosier because reproduction is expensive for us. Pregnancy, nursing, that's a huge investment. So attraction literally became a survival filter for us. Broad shoulders, muscles, and deep voices, that's all tied into testosterone. Back in early human history, those were traits that signaled strength and the ability to protect. A man who could fight off rivals, hunt, and provide food enhanced the increase of survival. That's why those particular things we still get drawn to today, like the deep voice, the muscles, the broad shoulders. I heard everybody in the other comments saying a nice back. I like a nice back. And how could I also forget the facial hair, the beard? But it's not just size and or strength. It's also symmetry. We subconsciously view symmetry. Symmetry in the face and body is one of the biggest subconscious signals. Because symmetry means that your body developed without big genetic errors or disease, which is new to me. Clear skin works the same way. It's a good sign of health and a strong immune system. Subconsciously, women read that as, healthy genes for future kids. And this one in particular blows my fucking mind. Women focus on scent, not just the cologne guys wear, but their natural scent. Women are wired to prefer the natural smell of men whose immune system genes are different from their own. That way, if they have children, their children will inherit a stronger immune system. So when you like someone's natural smell, that's biology, your biology doing the math for you. Women can literally smell genetic compatibility. It's crazy. And this shit blew my mind too. Hormonal birth control, if you're on the pill, it flips that preference. So instead of looking for a guy with complementary immune system genes, instead of smelling that, you'll smell one that's similar to yours and you'll like it. But when you're off the pill, you won't like it anymore. Women's preferences actually change with their ovulation cycle too. Near ovulation, when fertility is the highest, women lean toward the masculine. The dominant behavior, the deep voice, all that turns us on. But in the luteal phase, when fertility is lower, it shifts back towards softer, more reliable faces. During ovulation, short-term attraction leans towards the bad boys. But for the long term, the balance swings to kindness, resourcefulness, and stability. the guys who will stay, not just play. Across hunter-gatherer societies, the best hunters and the men with the most influence had more kids. Today, it translates into ambition, leadership, and or resources, because status was a survival signal too. And yes, testosterone is something that women look for, but too much of it is actually a bad thing. Higher testosterone gives the alpha look, the deep voice, the bigger muscles, but it comes with a trade-off. Those men are more aggressive, more likely to take risks, and even have a shorter lifespan. It's great short-term for passing on genes, but not long-term for raising kids. That's why women evolved the split attraction strategy. So sometimes they like the bad boys, and then sometimes they want to lean towards more of a feminine man. Research shows that women actually see masculine faces as less warm and less trustworthy. So the female brain is constantly thinking, do I want the good genes or do I want the good dad? So there's a lot more that goes into this, a lot more. There's nuance to it, but I'll just keep this video short. And I'll also link the research papers and the websites I've read from researchers from all around the world, by the way. Researchers really, and why they like.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Women's preferences, man. What are you guys feeling about the video? What are you guys' personal thoughts? We're going to start with the ladies. Go ahead, B. Castine came off the mic first.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what she said is backed by science, but in modern society, the truth of the matter is that as we've evolved and now we are in a industrialization society, in addition to one where we take a lot of medications and our food is modified. I think in some other societies, what she's saying is going to hold true, but specifically in America and most Western societies, is the biology starts to go out the window. Like what she said about attraction, right? Like tall, testosterone, balanced man. We see that like modernly, tall people have an advantage. They're statistically richer. So I do think it's true in some ways, but I think in America, it's a lot of nuances to that based on how we just live.
All right, we could go ahead. Ty, you go ahead.
I saw Toya went off. Did you want to go first?
Oh no, go ahead. You can go.
I was just gonna say, I think first of all, I don't know a lot about what she talked about or the statistics and scientific part behind it, but I think the part of us being attracted to people who seem like they have more testosterone in the sense of height, looks, beard, things of that nature is still true across the board. It's just seen as more attractive to most women, so that's usually what we go for. Even her idea of, back in hunter-gatherer times, women were more attracted to the men who were more proficient in that area. Nowadays, women tend to be more attracted to men who are more proficient in making money, who can be more ambitious, who are natural leaders. I think that's something that's just within our DNA. It's not something that we can change. I do agree with Bekay. I'm sorry if I said your name incorrectly. But I do agree to a certain extent with you as well. Our eating habits, the medicines that we take all changes, right? It can convolute some of our natural instincts, but I think the very basic DNA is still there and something we can't deny. We are attracted to men who are masculine, who look masculine, who have the traits of that. So I guess I agree with her to a certain degree, but I don't know the science.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know all the science behind it, but I thought that was kind of fascinating to learn about. But I think the basis of what she's saying is essentially true. I know for me, I have like a thing with like smelling people. Don't judge me, but like
Yeah, I was
I
gonna ask
like
about that.
I I like actually smelling a guy, and it's like not just his cologne but like his natural scent of his skin. Like it just does something for me. So like I can back that part of the evidence.
I second that.
Right? Like something
I was
about
gonna
it.
say that's true. Yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
And I have twins, right? So their father, when I was going through this process of making the decision to have these children, I thought about a lot of the things that she was talking about. I thought about his height. I thought about how strong he was and how, you know, how he would be a good father, the protector, you know, aspect of it, all of that, like all of that was a factor for me when I was making that decision. So I can say that some of it is very true.
I was just gonna say, I do agree with a lot of it. I mean, she did say a lot talking about pheromones. You know, like there are certain scents that we admit to attract the opposite sex, and that's just how it is. You know, we talk about the hunter and gathering time, which is totally shifted to a whole different realm because now we have a lot of feminine men and a lot of masculine women. So food, all that stuff, chemicals change our makeup, our DNA, and so it does change over time. But the basic biology of men and women, it is a woman is looking to get a man that has all these different qualities, and that's why we do look for the tall man, the masculine man. But somebody had made a comment, I don't know if it was her, but you know, the higher levels of testosterone, and when a man has like that more masculine face, that they're more aggressive. Well, women actually have a lot of testosterone now too, because women are aggressive too. I don't know where these women come from, but I do agree with some of the with some of the things. I think that sometimes we look at the back in the day and we try to compare it to now, and it's completely shifted. We can't compare some things and not all of it, you know. So,
Well, in my opinion, I agree a little bit. I'm different. I was maybe because I'm from the islands. I don't look for tall. I'm the opposite. I like
Boo.
different. You know, Trav, I am different. So I don't like the tall, the strong. I'm like, I could take care of myself in that department. I don't need none of that. I
I'm a
do
PhD.
love a man that smells good. That's the first thing I do. When I smell somebody, a woman, I'm like, oh, you smell good. I am very about hygiene. My thing is all about hygiene. If you take care of yourself, that means everything is taken care of. That's how I see it. When it comes back to the hunter days, yes, women tend to do that. But when you're a little bit masculine, like what Jamie was saying, or you have a little bit more masculine in you, you don't tend to look for that. You tend to look for more emotional, a person who's more emotional in my part, or somebody who's like, okay, that I could sit down and talk and watch TV with. I don't need a man to take care of me. I don't look for that.
y'all both
Me.
can't be sitting
But
there feminine.
yeah, but not about feminine, Jamie, but is that so? Okay, let's just say at my age, I don't know how old you guys are, but at my age, I'm like, nah, I've done that, been that. I'm not looking for that. I'm like, I just want to watch Netflix. That's all I want to do all day.
So
Go
they
to
are,
work and watch Netflix. So I think it's everybody is different at different ages. Like me, I'm not looking to have kids. I'm past that stage. So it depends on the person, I think, of the female and the age also.
yeah,
So
they are you saying that your preferences used to be different than they are now?
when I was younger, yes, but I wasn't looking for the masculine type. I was looking more for the 9 to 5 Joe. Like, have a job. I don't care if I'm the opposite of my beautiful friend. I'm not into thugs. I don't do that.
You said you in the thugs, Jamie?
I am
First
not
of all,
into that. I'm the opposite. I
Wait.
don't like
A
guns. I don't like
masculine man
violence.
does not equate to thug. Let's just get that out of the way, okay?
Okay, so she likes
I
guys
want a
with
man
guns.
that was born a man, right? That has a certain level of testosterone. I don't need you to be this musclehead. I don't need you to be that, right? But I just need you to have I believe in gender rules and things like that. So
I believe a man is supposed to take care of a woman if she's gonna fight.
But
If
you're
there's a
acting
fight,
like
he
a
has
9
to
to
take
5
over.
guy can't be masculine. A 9 to 5 guy can be masculine.
You sure?
Why can't? So you're saying 9 to 5
Why
guys
can't
are
a 9 to 5 guy be masculine? I
Yeah,
would love
Right.
to understand the reasoning behind that.
Some of these 9 to 5 guys are coal miners, oil riggers, Alaskan crabbers.
I
Like,
mean,
Well,
he could
Construction
work behind a
workers.
computer
I think
and
it's
still be
important to at least
masculine. He doesn't have to
understand
be a coal
days.
miner.
I think it's important to at least understand what they considers masculine. What is masculine to you, so that we know?
Right.
Somebody who's a father figure. That's masculine. Take the role as a father. That's for me is more important. Be a family man than be out in the streets. That's for me is masculine.
The
So
math
So
is
would you
not
say that
mathing for me. But
so
okay.
then would you say a feminine man couldn't be a good father?
I didn't say that, but he has to have a little more
I would.
more than me. He has to be more manly than me because
So are
he
you
can't.
comparing it to you, meaning you're too masculine, so you can't have a
Sometimes
masculine
I
man?
have to admit, that's where we talk. Like I'm a little bit dominant, but that's
Oh,
just the way how I am.
you wear the pants. You run the show.
I didn't
So
say wear the
you,
pants. Trust me, I'm done wearing the pants. I don't like that role.
Day,
I'm done with that.
do you prefer more of like a beta man than an alpha?
Gotcha.
No, I like an alpha.
Do you though? If you're gonna butt heads with them?
A masculine
better.
man is an alpha man.
50-50. Let's say I like a 50-50.
Okay.
Okay.
I digress.
Yes. I don't like too much, but I don't like him too feminine either. So I don't know.
Mon, did you want to finish that up? What you had going on?
No, I wanted to see if we could at least come to an understanding of what masculine was. But as we kind of went ahead, I saw that it would take a lot to kind
of pull teeth, right?
Yeah, it would take a lot to kind of at least understand the way she's thinking. So that would just be a whole conversation to kind of get to the bottom of that. So I just left it alone.
I mean, that's really so. Let me ask you that. I have another question that I do want to ask. Do you think that women confuse toxic behavior with masculinity?
I think a lot of
go ahead.
Sometimes.
Okay, go ahead and explain.
Me?
You can. Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. I feel like sometimes I do because it's like, okay, well, some things that you would consider masculine, or no, not even some things that I would consider toxic may not necessarily be a masculine trait. It could just be the fact that he's being toxic. Like, for instance, I have a friend, I don't think she's with this guy anymore, but he was very possessive over her, very controlling over her, like certain things she just could not do. And at the time she was like, yeah, he's like a manly man, like, he's just not going for that. Okay, great. But at the end of the day, we realized that he was not just masculine as she was, trying to perceive him to be. He was actually very toxic. It was a whole situation. I'm not gonna divulge too much information on that, but yeah, it was toxicity, not masculinity at all.
Right. The reason why I asked that is because I feel like there are plenty of women who sometimes describe masculinity, but a lot of the traits that they are attracted to are inherently toxic. Do you think there's some truth to that? Ms. Pearl,
Traits
what you
such
got?
as
Like, all right, so then there's a thing where there's masculinity, right? And then there's hyper masculinity, where dudes just got to be broad, just got to be loud, just got to be violent. And the bad boys, right? Women are attracted to the bad boys who are doing things that are just over the top sometimes. Those particular men generally don't have an issue attracting women.
Yeah, I can't speak for other women. I can only speak for myself. That's never been my kind of thing. So, maybe, I mean, those kind of men don't have a problem, attaining women because they are over the top. They are willing to chase you down and pursue you, more than maybe the average man. And I think a lot of those men are compensating for other things, but
I was gonna say, because and this is like today's point. She makes this joke. She thinks like this whole yeah, I like this bad boy, the street dude. But I think almost like to what Toy's point is, like a lot of times the masculine man, right? They attract or go after the feminine woman. They're not going after another masculine woman. They usually go after the one that maybe all the guys might like, or the around the way girl, that type of thing. The one who's more like wholesome. Wholesome. So so it's not so much like they have to be they're like out there in the streets or anything like that. A masculine man could read a book, could walk in the park and do certain things because maybe he might be tuning in certain feminine side. But I was gonna make a point, but I actually forgot. So, but whatever.
That's too bad.
It'll come back. It'll come back.
I think there's a huge difference in the different things we're talking about. So like masculinity, being someone that's in the streets or being someone that's toxic is three different things, right? Like I feel like masculinity is more of a presence. It doesn't have to be said or it doesn't have to be loud. It's a man that walks in a room and he just owns it without having to do much. It's a man that's confident in himself. He knows where he's going. You feel comfortable with him leading you. He doesn't have to talk down on you for you to listen to him. You know, it's just an energy that comes off of a man. And I think the problem, in going to your question, Trev, why those type of men tend to get women, those are certain type of women. And I honestly feel like a lot of those women didn't have a good example of a masculine man in their life. So they think that is what a man is supposed to be, or that's the example that they had, and that's what they go after until they realize that that's not exactly what they're going for. Growing up, my father was extremely masculine, but he didn't have to do a lot for people to follow him. He was a natural leader. He was calm, but very stern in his ways. And any woman or any person really that was around him, you know, felt comfortable with him leading things. And so I attract men that are like that, and I'm attracted to men like that. So I think it just depends, but I don't think they're all under one umbrella. Like we're talking about totally different things, and people are masking it all under masculinity when that's not really what masculinity is, in my opinion.
I don't think we give these traits enough credit in like what we would consider to be street guys. Like just the risk taker mentality. I think that's what women are attracted to. And I think that's what they're attracted to, not necessarily, you know, the other things that we attribute it to, but that's one of the things they're attracted to. And also the fact that a lot of women get confused on like what protection is. So they think that a man who's willing to crash out for them is protection versus a man that's wanting to teach them things and stuff like that. So I think it comes from like a lack of understanding, but these guys also do possess certain traits that women do like that other men don't seem to possess, or maybe they just can't see it because they don't know what it's supposed to look like.
Willie, what you got on this?
I don't think that I'm in a position to give too much pushback about what masculinity is to women. I mean, if you're asking us, I mean, we don't talk about this ad nauseum, but everybody defines masculinity how they define it. So, you know, I'm not going to push back on that part. Listening.
So if I were to ask you if you think that a lot of times women, particularly when they're younger, do they mistake hyper masculinity for masculinity, or where a lot of that is performative?
No, I don't think that when women are younger, they even care about that. They just care about the basic attraction. No, they're not worried about the masculine. They're just worried about who they're attracted to, who their young girl hormones say I should give some pussy to. I don't think they care about masculinity at all. That's something that you start worrying about, you know, when they become a part of this podcast space and listen to all these buzzwords like toxic masculinity, or, you know, when they read a book and around other women who start having these types of conversations.
I agree with him. You know, I agree with him.
How many men you know that just were like, you know what, man, I'm gonna go out here and just do some masculine shit, and because they were thinking about being masculine, they were just behaving in a way that they saw other people behave in. They they get the same result they see other people getting. So if you saw a guy who was getting women, you went and did the things that he did to get women. Like, it's just monkey see, monkey do. You imitate what he emulated. It's not anything deeper than that. We don't start talking about masculinity until we're having these types of conversations when we're older.
I know we don't talk about it, but I'm trying to think, like, are they not necessarily worried about it, at least subconsciously, do these things not attract them? Like, I don't know. I think these things do attract women, like masculinity. I think, when they're younger too. I think, like a guy who can fight, or a guy who like a woman thinks can protect her. I think women are attracted to those things when they're younger.
I'm not arguing with that, but what I'm saying is that they're not thinking about those things being masculine while they're attracted to it. Like for me, I just grew up to be like my daddy. Like my daddy's the most masculine nigga I knew. He raised me, so I did what he did. I saw my dad have a bunch of women, saw my dad get a bunch of money. I started doing those things, and at my level, at my age, had these similar success. As an adult, it's the same thing. I imitated what my father emulated. I never was worried about it being masculine. I was more concerned about the outcome of what it is that I wanted to get and how I could achieve those things. And the parallel is, yes, that a lot of things that I had to do would be masculine. We'll consider being masculine, right? That's fine. But not very many people are thinking about that. Like, oh, I have to do this because it's the masculine thing to do. Just have to do this because it's what I've been shown to do, what I've seen done, it works, and that it will get me closer to my goal. I don't think that masculine men think about being masculine at all. If any dude is, the only people thinking about being masculine are like studs and gay dudes.
I got a question. What do you think about men who don't have a father in their lives? Where do you think they are pulling masculinity from? Or do you think that later on in life, they have to find that level of masculinity to then ascertain?
What do I think about? So you asked a couple questions. What do I think about men that don't grow up with fathers?
Whose example of masculinity might not be there?
Then they're going to pull it from whatever resource they can get it from. TV, superheroes, movie stars, music, football coaches, other men that they are around, their mom's carousel, the boyfriend, if she has one. Like they'll pull it from anywhere that they see a man being successful and getting something they feel is desirable. And as far as what was the second thing you said? I'm sorry, I lost it already.
And then the second thing is like, if they don't have many male examples, do you think that later on in life they start to realize like, oh, I do a lot of things that are feminine. I need to be more like men. Like, at what point do you think that switch?
When women show them that they do. The first time a dude find out he acting like a hoe is when a woman points it out, not a guy. Because a guy say it just because he wants to be disrespectful. There's a conflict that comes from that. But we don't really care about those because we just fight and get that shit over with. But like when a woman that we like tells us that, hey, yeah, that's you kind of soft, or that's when we start noticing, because it's affecting the outcome that we want from a woman. And we want to make sure that we don't carry that same behavior to the next 10, 15 women we meet, because then we find out that women don't like feminine niggas. So we do what it takes to not be feminine niggas.
But can we just get some
I don't
clarity?
agree with that one.
Can we get some clarity?
I got a question.
First acting like a hoe. I thought we were talking about women and men.
Right. So acting like a hoe. Being
Yeah,
feminine.
he said that the women would point that out to him.
Yeah, because all of us have told a dude that you're acting like a bitch right now, or quit being soft. And in that moment, it works. But when a woman that a man has an interest in or that he respects tells him like, hey, you're acting like a little bitch right now, it carries more weight, because again, he has something that he wants from that woman. He already reveres her for whatever reason. But someone that you respect and admire, you want something from, their opinion of you carries a little bit more weight than just other guys that you're around.
I've never told a man that he's acting like a bitch. I wouldn't never even say that.
I feel like first of all, that's very disrespectful. And then two, if a man has friends and he's around his friends and he's not being, or he's being a little too feminine around his friends, they'll never point it out to him. They'll let him rock. It'll be okay.
I spoke to that.
Because for us to come out and say to a man, I think you're acting like a bitch, that's very disrespectful in my opinion.
There's no argument against that. I don't disagree. However, I spoke to, like, when we're around our friends, like, yeah, your niggas will tell you, like, hey, bro, you acting like a hoe right now. That's us telling him that. So in that circle, he may not do that thing. But when he's around a woman he likes or a woman he respects and he hears it from them, it hits different. It just simply does. Like, he kicking it with our homeboys. That social acceptance is easy to maintain. We can hang out with our partners that act like bitches all the time. I have friends that I know if we go out and some shit pops off, those niggas are not the niggas I want to be with. I understand that. They still my dogs though. But when a guy goes out, a guy's not going to be able to do that with a woman. Once a woman finds out that a dude is soft or acting like a hoe, or he's, not cut like that, she's not fucking with him anymore. Well, excuse
So
me.
I think we got the phrase a little too literal. They might not say you want some hoe shit like straight up, but they'll say, well, damn, why didn't you protect me? Or damn, why does your voice sound like that? Or it could be anything where they just insinuate that you're not doing something masculine. Is that accurate? Well,
Yeah.
or are you saying straight?
At the end of the day, it's about who's saying it. That's what matters
Right.
a lot. Like it depends on who it's coming from. It's actually saying that to the man.
So, ladies, have you said something like that then?
I think most women will usually say, like, you know, what do I need you for if you're not going to protect me, or, you know, you're not a leader in my life, or it not even necessarily like that. It'll usually come out in frustration, right? And you might not tell him that he's acting like a B, but you will call him a punk. You will say, you know, with you around, I might as well protect myself. I might as well call my dad. Right, I'm gonna call my brothers instead, even though it's a man in your household. So it still lets him know that you don't respect him on that level when he's not masculine enough for you. I did want to go back to what Willie said about when women are younger, you feel like they just go off of attraction itself, and masculinity is not a big thing.
No,
I don't think we
not
thought
that it's not a big thing. It's that that's not what they're thinking about.
It's not what they're thinking about, right? So I don't think I agree with you that the word itself is not something that might come across our mind. But once, even if you're attracted to a guy, once you have that initial attraction and maybe his voice is too light, or, you know, he has certain feminine qualities, that will instantly turn us off, no matter how attractive you are. So even though we in our mind, it's not like, oh, he's not masculine enough. There's something I still feel like in our DNA most of the time that will make us go a different direction, even if we're attracted, if they are not coming off manly enough in our eyes. So I don't necessarily agree with
you. That's what I was speaking to. In your mind, you're not thinking about it being masculine. It's just something that turns you off. That's all I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because women aren't saying like, oh no, you look like you're protecting me a little too much.
Right.
You know, women want provision. That's what we want. And I was gonna say, like, the old version, a lot of times, yeah, you change, you grow, you evolve, you're different. What you once wanted when you were younger, you know, is different than where you are now and what you look for. But at the end of the day, you know, most women typically just want, you know, a man who's going to protect and provide. And that's who, if you think about it, you know, the macho guy, think about like the athletes and things like that. The ones who are, you know, I don't know, in high school or college, you see like the jocks, they're masculine, they have a certain like presence about them. Those are the things that are going to attract, you know, women regardless.
Well, for what you just said, I can push back. If that was true, there wouldn't be so many single mothers that are having athletes or having babies by athletes, rappers, and drug dealers. Because again, when it comes to what women are attracted to, look at who they fuck, not who they marry. Because oftentimes
we're talking about women being attracted to them.
Right. Again, that's the point.
So those percentage of men get all the women coming at them.
Women swear that they're attracted to masculine men who do all these noble things, except they reproduce with men who don't. Again, if you want to look at what a woman is really attracted to, look at who she sleeps with without commitment. Look at who look at the dick she'll ride for fun, not the one that she wants to protect and provide for her, the one that she's going to fuck without him doing any of those things. Because there are a lot of women, I'm not going to say all of y'all, but a lot of women will have different standards for niggas they fuck and then niggas they want to marry. And the standard for niggas they want to marry tends to be significantly higher. However, the dudes they just fuck get the exact same benefit.
1000%. I definitely agree with that.
I agree with that too.
Will we say the same thing about men as far as like who we fuck versus who we marry?
Just the opposite.
Like as far as like the girls that we fuck are what we attracted to, and the ones we marry are what we.
So I think ours is in the right way, because the one we marry, you know, has to have all these great qualities, right? And a lot of us tend to, I think more men require their woman to be just as, you know, for fuckable on the for fun side as they do in the wife, because it's something we can require, because those of us who can command that type of attention and who can also have women who want that type of commitment from us, that we're going to have higher standards than a woman will, because at the end of the day, marriage is what we control access to. Sex is what women control access to. And we don't give away marriage all willy-nilly the same way that women give away sex.
That's a fact. I wanted real quick. I just wanted to circle back to what Willie said, and I guess I don't know if my experience is just different, but I learned early on not to listen to women when it comes to like what masculinity is. Like, cause I grew up in a house with 3 sisters, right, and my mom and my grandma. So I learned early on that they will weaponize some shit real fast. Why you arguing with us? You a boy. I'm like, what? I can't communicate and give my point of view. Like, I learned early on that they just be talking bullshit. They just be talking shit. So I learned not to listen to them early. So
that's why my father took me from my mother. She has 4 sisters. They had 23 kids amongst them. I'm the only boy, and I was the youngest. My dad said I couldn't leave you over there because you'd have grown up to want to suck dick when you was little. Like, so that's exactly his thought. And this was in 1983. So this is why he made sure that he kept me, because he wanted to save me from what they would have become. And now when you look at my cousin's kids, a lot of them are everything that my father protected me from. And it's because they only have those male, that female guidance and female influence. And for a lot of my cousins, I'm the only consistent, non-pookie influence that they have. So shout out to my pops for that one.
All right, so Miss Pearl, did you have anything on this?
I mean, there was some good points, but a lot of it just sound superficial to me. It just, oh my God. So we all know it's social engineering. We know it's social programming. A lot of that whole bad boy complex is just what we saw on TV, and it was who was brought around us in terms of our family members, and again, what they were pedestalized to look like. When you watch TV shows and movies, there were no nerds that they highlighted. There were no scientists and prolific guys that were humanitarians. They were the thugs. They were the drug dealers. They were the guys that were selling out that community. That was done for a reason too. Now we can get deep, but at the surface level, people were attracted to things, again, that were surface level. And if you carry that, then you teach other people, like, learn behavior. Like, oh, if my mom is bringing that guy in, or if the women in my family are bringing this particular type of guy in, that's what I'm supposed to be attracted to. Similar to the way that they treat them. Is that how I'm supposed to be treated? That's why good parents protect their children from certain behaviors, try not to argue, and don't allow certain things to happen so that the children don't pick it up, because it's not what you tell the kids, it's what they see. You tell them all day, and we know that already, right? So I just feel like you got to grow up out of that. Nobody wants a bad boy unless you're just a stupid woman. You need to grow up. Like, no real man, like you all are saying, you're going to marry a whore. You want a real woman who has certain attributes, qualities, and roles that she can play. So let's not have a roundabout conversation. That's now BS. Again, if you're a grown woman or a grown man and you're looking for somebody that's a bad B or a bad boy, that's not a sustainable relationship. That's not even a sustainable quality. So, Lord Jesus, God bless you guys. But let's just keep it real. Willie did make a great point. Like, when we're kids, we're not thinking about if they're masculine or not. It's just who looks good and like who treats you nice. If the guy push you down and he don't do something for you, you get rid of him, vice versa with the boys. But I think as we get older, again, it's that social program. We start to say what a man is supposed to look like, and then we put those confined, masculinized pressures on a man as to what he's supposed to look like. Like, it's a box now. I'm looking for a man. So what is a man supposed to look like? Because if that young boy was communicative, now you don't want him to be communicative. Now he's too talkative. Now he's too emotional, right? If he wasn't aggressive, now you want him to be aggressive. It becomes hypocritical. So again, we just got to have real conversations and balance it out. I think masculinity to a lot of us could be a social construct, of what I've learned is a container term, because depending on where you are and who you had that conversation with, it looks completely different. It could be subjective. So I'll land.
To be fair, some of us do marry hoes. Like, hoes do get married. Trust me. Some of us has married a hoe before. So don't think that it's like a rare occasion that hoes do get married.
I would never say that. That's why the whole phrase is they winning, right? Instead of sinning. So we know.
Oh, no, this was in 2006. I don't know about
that part. Instead,
right? Where you going? Winning. You know, mm-hmm. I land, like I said.
Mr. Pearl, you don't think that for the vast majority of history, and I don't know, I'm just asking the question, right? That a lot of what women are attracted to is tied to just hierarchy, whether it be social hierarchy or whatever. Like even in like if you grow up and you're in a space like the hood or whatever, the social hierarchy will be like that certain types of men just happen to rise to the top, right? And I think probably I would assume that in all, throughout history, certain types of men just rose to the top and they happen to have certain characteristics. But what do you think about that?
I think that could be true. I think the hierarchy is still a form of meritocracy, though. It's just if you go back to when we were kids, like I think Jamie was saying, like the jocks, the girls surrounded themselves around the jocks, which kind of pedestalized that guy, even though he was a player, even though you knew he was a womanizer, he wasn't going to commit to you. He was doing the same thing with everybody else. It was still some sort of attraction to him because you thought you was going to be either that one, you just wanted to be one of the ones. It was crazy, right? So I get exactly what you're saying, what it is, but I still feel like people are influenced literally by what other people are doing and what they're taught to be attracted to until they learn this doesn't work for me, or I don't like the way this feels. And then they come up out of that. So, I mean, I agree with
you. I'm curious to the vice versa. Like even if men, I'm sure we all can all say that we don't like a certain type of woman, right? Mm-hmm. But would we be lying if we said that we had no attraction to a certain type of woman? Like
because I'm sorry, you asked the guys. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'd be lying because the girls we don't like can still have fat asses, big titties, and magical throats. We just don't like them for it. Like we got to say the quiet part out loud. We don't like them for anything other than X. We don't like them for A, B, C, D, E, and F, all the shit that matters. But I'm not trying to be funny. It's a bunch of baddies that are hyenas that, sometimes you may want to go get on your safari shit and go hunt one. But that's going to end at that night. You're not going to call her back. You're not going to add her. You're going to follow her back on Instagram. You're just going to knock her down and just get your rocks off and, pray you didn't catch nothing. I don't know. Maybe.
But that's why it's a difference between somebody being attractive and you being attracted to them. Mm-hmm. We all look good on this panel, right? But if we were to try to sit down and have an actual chemistry or compatibility or connection conversation, it would, right? But y'all both look good. Doesn't mean that we go well together. Like, stop doing it.
You're not saying that.
Seriously, just be quiet.
I will say that in the short term, you can go well with like a lot of the people that you think look good. Y'all probably go to well together in the short term, which is why a lot of people probably end up with these people for a short term. You
can do good.
How many short-term relationships are you gonna have and you carry, but before that turns into baggage, and now you can't sustain a long-term relationship because you just been hopping, dipping, and bouncing.
That's a woman's problem.
That's not a smart idea.
That's not a problem for us. Like our relationship could last, a 4-day stay at a 5-star resort, a hotel balcony, and then we see you again when we decide we want to go somewhere else.
Yeah, but the other thing is too, you sometimes end up empty. So like you can only like Ms. Pearl was saying, you can only do that but so long, and you're gonna keep on chasing the same type of thing until what? And then are you when you do this, right? When you seek out, you go on your safari hunt, are you being honest and authentic with that this is only for a good time, not a long time?
They just not honest with the woman sometimes.
And the thing is, we don't owe you that honesty unless you ask us. If you ask a man like, hey, are you just trying to crack me or whatever, and he lies to you, then cool. He's a coward. He shouldn't have lied to you. You should have just said, hey, once this fucking room key stop working, baby, we stop working.
So you don't feel like you have an obligation or responsibility, Willie, to say up front?
The same way you don't have an obligation to tell me that you don't want anything more. The same way you don't have obligation to tell me that you want more kids when you know I don't, unless I ask you. You don't owe me anything. We're not committed to each other. So we're just two strangers fucking right now, which is the risk of fucking when you're strangers.
But that unspoken rule and conversation, that leads to disaster. Like,
for
you have to have a conversation like, what are we doing here?
I understand why women want to have that conversation because, again, the damages that can happen from being in these, 3 to 4 day stay relationships is significantly higher than what it would be for us. However, as a man, if I want to fuck you and you want to fuck me, that's all that I have to care about. Now,
I agree with that. However, there's a difference between that and transparency, right? So if you're lying your way to it, oh yeah, let's go. You know, I want to
That
see
goes
you.
without saying though.
That's
Like,
a little different,
No.
but that's what's
that
happening.
goes without saying. Nobody is. So I think I'm one of the few niggas that says if you got a lot of women to get what you want, you a hoe for that. So I don't. But the thing is, so okay, so Shy, right? Shy doesn't strike me as a girl who just take outside dick on weekends because she's bored. But if I know that Shy's like that, and I want to get with her, then I have to commit myself to doing what it takes to get with her, which would be being consistent, being someone who wants to build, being someone that's reliable, being everything that she looks for in a nigga. I can't just be attractive, bright spot, make her laugh, and then try to get into her pants. But let's say that Toya is, just because you're next to her. Not that I think you're this way either. But she is the one. Her barrier to entry is going to be significantly lower. Feed her, make her laugh, her draws come off. That's all I have to do. I don't owe her anything outside of that. But Ty is the one that I'd have to give that transparency to because she will require it. And as long as I'm giving you what you were asking me for, I don't owe you shit else.
I think that women, not all women, right? But I think a lot of women tend to like be lazy when it comes here, and they want men to do the work for them. So you have to vet whether you like it or not. It's something that you have to do. You have to take your time. And I know a lot of girls are like, yo, just tell me the truth right now so I can just give you the pussy right now. No, right? Take your time, keep the pussy in your pants, and learn this person, right? So like they don't have to tell you what the same way a woman don't got to tell me. They're like, oh, I just want to go out to eat tonight. Like I just, I don't really like you that much, but I'm hungry.
You're not getting no ass, but we're going to. I do want to go to Capitol Grill.
It benefits you for the man to be honest with you, but it doesn't benefit him, right? So you should understand that like this person not gonna be honest with me, and I don't even expect you to be honest with me because it doesn't benefit you. If a girl is like, it might be a girl that got to text 6 different men like, hey, big head, like for $100, because her rent is due tomorrow, and it's probably not in her best interest to tell me like, oh, I just text 5 other niggas, and my rent is due tomorrow. No, she need that money, so
And there's
it
different
also
calibers
sounds like
of
fear,
women,
though.
Yeah, there's different
Like,
calibers of women. I mean, you're talking about the woman.
Yeah, I think that the issue is attractiveness in that case, right? And the truth of the matter is that for the number of people, the people that they're attracted to, they can't just be honest with because they're not going to get the result that they want, right? And the people who can be honest, right, are the ones who are going to leave money on the bedside table because they got it like that. So I do think that it is a little more nuanced because we've definitely all heard stories, right? We'll just use rappers and entertainers because they got money and they're out. A lot of people will do it for the clout. And they can do it to a variety of different people. The ones who they find the most attractive, least attractive, in between, exotic, hometown girl, you name it, they can have it. But that's because of the access and this to say, oh yeah, I did it to Drake. Let's just use Drake because he done did it to
right. Because so if we're gonna do that, right? So you're suggesting that a woman's barrier to entry, which we're talking about, is not static. It all depends on her level of attraction to that particular dude. So for Willie, like you might just drop him first night, no problem. But then me, I come up with this whole boyfriend energy or some other shit that I probably shouldn't. I'm going to be forced to wait. You might give me the 3 dates, 90 days, or some type of fuckery instead, because you might have had a higher sexual attraction to Willie. He gets it right away. Would you say that's accurate?
For a majority of women, I think yes. I think that the ones that they're most attracted to, and I do think it depends on life stage, right? Just like I've heard men tell me that the older they get, the less just a banging body going to do it for them. They can't F an airhead no more. If they go out to dinner and they over a conversation and they realize they with an airhead, no matter how great that body looks, they ain't smashing no more the older that they get. I think for women, the same thing kind of applies. The older that they get, the less the initial attraction is going to do it. And I think attraction is both physical and psychological. And it's also spiritual, right? I'm a religious person. So it's going to be 3 different levels of things you're going to have to look at. So I think the older that people get, the more psychological attraction starts to take over just physical. I think when we're younger, physical attraction is bam, 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 bam. The older you get, the more psychological. So I think it definitely depends on age, which you just asked me, right? Whether or not the attractiveness is going to play a role or not. But I would just say, let's take the average 25-year-old. The answer to that is yes. Attractiveness is going to get the draws quicker than, certain energies. If you ask a 35-year-old that, the answer is no. they're not giving the draws to. Let's just leave Willie as the example. Let's just say he the rapper in this case, and he on Instagram flaunting his cash, and he'll bag them all. And you like good man, 9 to 5. You know, got your crib, got your nice car. You know, you working, you providing for your kids, you looking for it to settle down. They're not giving it to Willie at 35. The 25-year-old gonna give it to him. 35-year-old.
Which would do you think he would prefer?
Oh no, I think that depends.
It's a lot of 35-year-old women still.
Right.
It's a lot of 45-year-old women still going.
I think it's men and women that's
Right.
still
Yeah, that's-
doing what
that's
they're
true.
doing. It don't
It's
matter
like
the age or
menopause
the
comes with the
stage.
secondary hoe phase now. Like,
I think
Would you say,
attraction
Willie?
is attraction. If you're attracted to that person and you want to have sex with them, you're gonna do it regardless. All this extra bullshit is just frivolous to me.
it's not uncommon that women make guys that they can see as suitable for long term wait longer than the dudes they see who are suitable for a night. That's why a girl will go take that, you know what I'm saying, top down photo with in that little clear canoe shit y'all do when y'all out of town, and then go fuck the nigga taking the picture. But the dude that you've been talking to for 3 or 4 weeks that's back stateside, you know, that's texting you good morning, talking to you in between, saying your dick appointments and telling you good night and shit. And then you go back and
Does
see
she
him.
actually like him though? That
Yeah, she
guy that
likes
she's
him.
talking to for the
She
three
likes
to
him
4 weeks,
for a
is she
different reason.
actively attracted to him though?
Again, I'm saying it out loud. She sees him for a different purpose. So of course she has to like him at least a little bit. However, a woman is not going to fuck a nigga that she think is husband material on the first night because y'all. A lot of y'all think that we think that you're a hoe for that. So she's going to present herself someone equal that's equally, you're saying, wifely material to him, even though she's not. Even though she's been taking dick, you know what I'm saying, about a mile every time she goes to Jamaica and get that mud rubbed on her. Like, all of y'all know somebody that's doing this right now. Like active March, what's today's date? The 12th, 2000. Y'all know somebody who is doing this as we speak.
That's
Like,
true.
you might be related to him. I'm telling you, y'all all know somebody doing it right now.
But I also know plenty of people, and I'm not saying that yes, I agree, yes or no, but I know plenty of people who may have had sex very early on, even if it was the first date, and they've been together for 20 years.
Hallelujah. Every relationship I've been in long term started with first date fucking.
Oh, there you go. So you're part of the statistic, yeah.
But see, this is the cold part for y'all though. When a
Wait,
woman
so then that just proves my point that if she's
when a
really
woman
attracted
does
to you, she gonna do it.
or you've been talking long enough before, like, so I won't go on a date with somebody unless I've been talking to them for weeks, months, maybe, because you have to prove that you're worth my time. So by the time we go on a date, that first date, fucking is a foregone conclusion. I've seen your pussy, y'all seen you gave me all these nudes every day. Every time I say something slick, you like, I see you eating ice cream. Oh my God, your tongue's so long, all of that bullshit. So I know that when we go on that first date, you waiting to get the check because you know dick come after that. Like, that's what date stands for, dick at the end. You know that then. So
absolutely not. So you're not wait, you're talking to somebody for months and
That's not normal though, Willie. That's abnormal. Not in a bad way, but most men are
what's not normal?
Talking to a man talking to a woman for months before
unless you're long distance.
What's normal?
I'm trying to figure out what woman is talking to you for months before y'all go on a first date.
Oh,
every one of them, because that's the difference. I can command that from women because of one, just for all the things that you guys are attracted to, I seem to excel in the majority of them. So and then two, my time is the most valuable thing to me. So with my travel schedule, 2 being busy, you get 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of conversation before you even see me in person. And then when you see me in person, you're like, oh my God, I thought you were short. Oh no, you're not short. Oh man. Oh, okay. And you're funny. And all the shit, the rapport we've built up, sex is imminent at that point. And I do that intentionally because a lot of guys, most niggas can't afford to just jump and go on a date. That shit's $200, $300, $400 at a time.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. I'd say
no one said that it has to be. That's common sense. However, for the types of guys that women want that have money, our dates are expensive because we do that shit by ourselves. I eat good by myself. If I go out to eat, it's $150, $200 for just me because I want to try shit. I may not like it. I'll send it back, whatever. Add your appetite and the fact that you drink and I don't, that's another $200. Most dudes can't afford to do that. So then the guys that can, we may decide, you know what? Let me make sure that we like got a vibe before we go out to eat. Because then again, my time means significantly more than my money does to me. So I'll talk to you for 4 or 5 weeks, you know, whatever. And then we go out. But again, it works because of the past 20 years, I've been in relationships for 16 of them, and they all started the exact same way. So I mean,
it's interesting. So that answers some of the that was one of the questions I had. Like being on a dating app, it's like guys want to sit there and text and what are you doing? How you doing? What'd you eat? Did you eat? Did you sleep? How many hours? All these questions that aren't even valid. And all I want to do is see if there's a vibe. Let's go out. So I'll even say, hey, do you want to go grab something to eat? You know, whatever in a week's time, because I don't want to waste my time pen paling for a whole 6 weeks or so, and I don't even know if the vibe that we have is worth it.
You be inviting guys out to eat?
What's that?
You be inviting guys out to eat?
No, I mean I'll say it. I'm not paying for.
I have a very, very harsh take on
them on the date
for attractive women. Like if you're above a 5, you have no business on a dating app. Yeah, y'all are the ones that should be going to mixers and like meeting people in real life because you guys look so much better in person. I guarantee you on whatever dating site you're on, your profile picture looks fire. But then there's a steep fall off for most women from their favorite picture to what they really look like on an everyday basis. That's why I tell dudes, like, y'all got to get off these apps because the apps are not built for you. The apps are built to monetize your lust and thirst. And they're going to show you the same 3 or 4% of women who are super attractive to get you to spend super likes, to get you to subscribe to a bunch of platinum shit, to right swipe super like on these bitches that will never respond to you. Like that you never had a chance with, but you know, they post the ones with the asses out. But then the decent, the average looking ones, those are the ones that you skip past because you think that dopamine release of seeing all these bad bitches and you done spent $90 for a month and now you stuck. So I tell niggas, if you're on a dating app and you're like not one of those guys that's gonna get the same type of attention that a woman gets, you're a fool.
I was gonna say the same thing, Jamie. You should not be on dating apps. You have to meet people in real life, especially if you don't want to just drown in messages, because you're gonna have a lot of people messaging you the same questions. It's terrible. It's a terrible experience. Like you have to go outside.
A nigga swiping left for 15
You're
minutes.
Muted
right?
If you talking to us.
He's a nigga swiping left for 15 minutes. Cool. He crossed your picture, you look mixed. So of course you're gonna stop. He go to your profile, you probably got something with your nipples, your titties out a little bit. He sees that the first thing that he thinks is, I want to fuck. He's automatically gonna swipe right. Every right swipe that you attractive women get has a dick at the end of it and probably some dirty hands. Every one of them. So it's not like niggas are reading your profiles for real. Oh, like she's an artist.
No, well, you can't. It's wildly inefficient to do that as a man because for every one match, you have to swipe 145 times, and out of every 10 matches, only one of those will materialize to an actual date. So
of those that materialize to actual dates, you only fucking one of them. So if you go on 20 dates, you only gonna get the crack one of them.
So to get something substantial, you need about 72,000 swipes as a man. So
you know how much time that takes? So yes. Trev did the research on this for his pod. I did research on this for one of my friends. He's a dating coach when we were talking about it. So I ran a whole study. I paid for this. The amount of money that men spend on dating apps is crazy, which is also why like some of these dating apps require hyper attractive women. Like there's an algorithm for it that makes you re-verify yourself to prove you're not a catfish so they can market you to these thirsty niggas at a higher rate. So let's say Miss Pearl goes on there, right? She got the facial symmetry. She does all of this other crazy shit, right? So she goes and now she signs up for an app. They're going to make her re-verify, one, because she gets 1,000 likes an hour. So they want to make sure she's not a bot. And then 2, when she starts responding, interacting with people, they're going to make her do put her ID up there, like take a picture, scan her face to prove that it's really her. And then once she does that, that's the face that niggas are going to see as soon as they log in. They're going to put her, Ty, they're going to put JW. They're going to be the first 3 you see, and you're going to get niggas to burn through all them free likes, all them free swipes, and then it's going to make them have to go pay somebody. It's a brilliant business model. Brilliant.
Well, it's the same people who design casinos, the people who run those type of games. That's who's doing it. You got people who make games doing it. So
I sitting down and getting briefed on all of this shit. Like I paid for like a legit study for her because she's going to put an app out. Like sitting down and listening to these people explain this shit to me, I was like, there's no fucking way. Like I understand niggas who like go to the DR and do it because it's just dynamite in the barrel. You just looking for pussy. Like that's cool. But for a nigga to do that shit in America and just be on like just out here dry at, You got too much fucking time in your hand because you got to swipe 72,000 times, like 72,000. That takes you a couple hours, and that's if you if you're actually looking at the pictures. Like,
no, you can't do that. You got a doom swipe. You can't,
Yeah.
can't do that. You can't do that.
Dudes who swipe will probably
No
play
look.
a
You gotta do the
vagina.
no look. It's the only way. It ain't gonna work. Like you sitting there trying to read shit. You got to throw everything at the wall and just see what come back to you. That's your best bet.
I think
Unless you were sniping.
dating is definitely not good for women because
No,
you
they're
either just gonna get picked off by the snipers and all the other men you ain't gonna like. So it's like, you know, like those like dating apps are for dating, right? It's for serial dating most likely. Like most of those men that's on there that you probably attracted to is right. For one, you telling the men that you're looking for somebody, right? So you're telling them you're desperate. He knows your disposition. And all the guys who y'all attracted to, y'all all going to them, you know, those particular guys. So it's like he know your disposition. He just going most of y'all, he just gonna crack y'all and keep and then you know tell y'all he ain't looking for nothing serious and stay on the app and just stay on that app forever.
Yeah, that could actually get it off. We got another clip we're gonna end up jumping into in a second.
You gonna grab these super chats before you do the next video, so don't forget them.
Go ahead, Willie. You got it.
Fuck, nigga. Treyfield 35. We all know when someone want to give it up to that one guy, rules or not. Against their friend's advice, it doesn't matter. My mere thoughts 5742. We'll get through the first date just to hit. We can do attitude short term. Yeah.
Correct.
How come Willie knows so much about dating apps? The same way I know what your baby mama insides feel like, you bitch ass nigga. For the accountability partner, from our boy True to get uninterrupted for 3 minutes. Damn, son, you've been quiet. Salute to the panel. Nice to meet you, new faces. And Pearl, yes, ma'am. Woo.
Lord.
The AP unaccountability partner. Uninterrupted. The fact that he's paid to correct the spelling is crazy.
Hey man, it's certainly appreciated. Some of us make sure we are understood. I get it.
Yeah.
So if we got that clip popping, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to do something else.
Talk as if you believe you're truly better than black men. You talk as if you believe you're truly better than black men. And that's what the world hears. This is another black woman talking as if she's better than all of black manhood. And other groups of women laugh at you because they know they would never say anything as foolish as what you're talking about. Because all it takes for you to come down to reality, B. Simone, is one wrong post. You are one viral video away, one internet canceling away from being back at Forever 21 selling shit. Female influencers like you are a dime a dozen. What are you bringing to the marketplace that's never been there before? How many 40-year-old influencers do you see running around like you?
Manifest whatever you want. I want to manifest an entrepreneur-ass husband. I don't care what you do. Entrepreneur, graphic designer, sell t-shirts, sell drugs, rapper.
See? Entrepreneur husband. And what did she go to? I don't care what you do. Sell t-shirts. I don't care. Sell t-shirts. Sell this, sell that. And you knew it was coming. Sell drugs. Become a rapper. If you're a millionaire talking like that.
Y'all, for this past year, y'all know I went viral. My finances.
Just my finances.
You see how I am. Yeah, y'all made fun of that for like 6 months. Jesus, I had to go through that. But for real, and I'ma still talk about it. There was a point where I had $1 million in my account. Y'all saw me go through the $1 million journey and show y'all the process. And it wasn't to boast and brag. It was just to show the journey, show that it was possible. And now I'm like, oh my God, I'm budgeting. I'm over here doing press-on nails, doing my own nail, doing my own hair. Like, I'm budgeting because I'm pouring into the vision God gave me. God will give you favor if you are obedient. Trust him. We're not doing this for us. It's for what he needs to do through us. He's going to make sure it happens for his name's sake. So his name could be like, this is my name. This is for me. This is for the kingdom. This is for my name's sake. So I'm going to make sure it's right if you're obedient. I would have never gotten to this point with these beautiful women behind this camera, this build out, this 100th episode, this set, this team, these girls from Columbus that have just poured into me and served me and helped me ultimately for a bigger vision and purpose if I didn't trust God. Because when I started, I didn't know what I was doing. When I started, I was like, I was up financially, and then I got a year in, I was like, whoa, I want to apologize. I want to publicly apologize to the internet, to God, to anybody that I offended, anybody that I've hurt with my words, maybe on the mic, or maybe my opinions, or maybe me saying something out of like a response or flesh instead of truly letting it marinate in the Holy Spirit and let him speak through me. When I started this platform, I was in a really dark space. A part of me starting LTTA was to prove that I could stand on my own, or prove that y'all aren't going to keep me down, or prove that I'm going to have a podcast. It's going to be successful. It's going to be the #1 podcast in the world. I'm B. Simone. Y'all ain't going to keep me down for long. And I can't say at the beginning of this, my relationship was as strong with God as it is now. So at the beginning of this, yes, I made a lot of mistakes. Yes, there was a lot of bleeding on the internet. Yes, I was so broken when I started LTTA. And I'm just so grateful that I can publicly say this. I can publicly take accountability. I'm glad God is shifting my heart. I'm so different, and God is working on me, and he just chose me to be worked on publicly. So y'all are going to constantly see me fall. Y'all are going to constantly see me sway and bend and break, but y'all are going to constantly see me get up.
Why is it always when a motherfucker? I don't want to hear shit about the Bible from a Nick motherfucker going through something. Like, I don't want to hear shit from them about, oh, God got a plan. I'm following my vision. The God didn't tell you to bathe only 3 days. I mean, take 3 days to take baths. God ain't tell you to do all the other shit you did that alienated your fan base from you. God ain't tell you to lie on your friend and take what was in her book and put it in yours. Like, why do people only bring up God when shit is bad? Because when she's at the top, she wasn't thinking God. She wasn't shouting that nigga out. She was just like, it's me, I'm B. Simone, all that loud rat shit she was doing. And now that she's saying fucked up, God got me.
Because when people hit rock bottom, they seek out anything that's going to uplift them or bring them help. And unfortunately, it's usually the time when you have nothing, you don't feel good, you don't know what else to do. So you follow what people say is going to be good for you.
So windmilling for hope. I got you.
Wait, I will retort that. B. Simone did shout out God even in her most ratchet of ratchet. Okay. She'd be twerking and be like, but I want to thank God real quick because I can twerk. Like it was the ratchetness.
I don't think that's a bad thing, that people, when you fall on hard times, you kind of like go to something that you know. I think the issue is once you get up again, you leave it, right? I think that's the issue. I don't mind people going to God. I don't mind people doing all that type of stuff, but like, just stay consistent. And once you kind of get to where you're going, like, don't just use it as a crutch and then be like, oh fuck God, like get out, kind of stick with it. So,
but that's the problem. Like, we only ask for them when it's going terrible because it didn't work out the way we wanted. We only praising them when it's as good as we wanted it to be. It's not when we being tested. It's not when he's not coming when we want him to. It's not when we're impatient. It's when things are going exactly how we want it to be. And that's what's fake about it, right? So I'm all good with God and spirituality, but not when you mixing it with complicity, or you're mixing God's blessings with you selling out. Like, he's not going to show up at both times. Like, it doesn't happen like that. And so I hate that. Like, what about the devil? We don't talk about the devil, right? Ooh, he's not even real, right? So I feel like, again, it's only unless it's something terrible. Oh, that's the devil. This token, and yeah, whatever. So again, I love God, I do, but I just think a lot of these people, especially these influencers, they have to watch, like what Mon is saying. Like, you just got to be not just transparent. You have to be consistent. You got to be authentic with it, because when you just spewing his name out, like I said, when you want to say it and when the games are being played the way you want to play it, but he taught you to reserve your food, right? Your money, but you still lack financial discipline and financial literacy, right? So you was able to get the blessing, but you weren't able to sustain it. So you didn't learn your lesson all the way through. You just wanted it until it worked for you. So that's what I was saying. Like, I'm all with it, but don't play with it. All right, Land.
That's why I feel like right now, honestly, this is her most authentic walk with God publicly, because he humbled her, right? Like, you got to a place where you did have all of this and we would hear God's name every now and then, but when did she ever really take the time like she did now to give him the praise, right? To say like, God is working on me. He's changing my heart. He's making me better. I'm here because he put me here. I'm helping because this is what he has for me. It took for her to get down to this place. And unfortunately, that's the truth for a lot of us, right? I also don't really judge her for that journey, because most people don't find God until your face is on the floor, until you've lost everything, until you have nothing. And that's actually okay, because God needs a clean slate to work with. He needs ego and everything else to be gone in order to shift you in your mindset and what you believe and what you think you can actually do and what your true purpose is. So hopefully, like Mom said, this continues. If she does continue to, gain more momentum and get all of those things back that she once had, hopefully she sticks with this and she changes her messages and the way that she presents God and the things that she does. But I don't think it's anything wrong with her falling down and seeking him, because that's what most of us have to do before we seek him to begin with.
A hoe's final form is a religious woman or a realtor.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Ty, because when I think about it, right, doesn't matter how many times she, goes to God, fucks up, go back to rock bottom, go back to God, like, because what if it's take 30 times, right? And that 30th time is the serious time. I think about like a lot of people's weight loss journeys, whereas a lot of people been on 30 diets or 50 diets, right? And eventually they might take it serious to the degree that they never go back, right? And they just live that lifestyle. But it's like, it probably is unfair of us to judge people for kind of, because we seeing them right in the middle of that journey. Because a lot of people that we look at that are probably successful have been up, down, right? So yeah, I agree with you, Ty.
Can I also add that? So I don't want to judge B. Simone, but if everybody remembers, her and Megan had a breakup, right? And Megan left because she went with God. And B. Simone said she was going to keep on her ratchet. And yeah, God was still going to be her homie, cool, big him up and everything, but she wasn't going to go wholeheartedly on the same journey that her best friend went. Thus, we're here, right? And I do think there is something to say about a lot of celebrities. Like, there's a number of celebrities who will tell you, like, life goes one or two ways after you do a Christian movie. Like, either you got to full-fledged get into that demonic stuff and go up, or you got to let it go and go with God. It's like his one last chance, right? Like, hey, you could make this decision. So for her, I'm just saying, I kind of seen her best friend go one way, her go the other way. And, I just thank God he gives all of us a lot of chances, because a lot of us have messed up in different ways, whether you believe in God or not. Like, you know what I mean? Don't wild out. Now, I do appreciate the fact that she is public about her journey, because there's a lot of people who just fade off into the background and be like, oh, I did it for my mental health, and not keep it real. Like, they messed up. They started talking crazy. They backstabbed their best friend. They just come back rebranded all holier than thou. And you be like, wait, what? Oh, we ain't seen you in 3 years. Hoping that the world forgets that they just took a deep L. So, like, I respect it that she's doing all of this in public.
Outside anybody that's trying to give God the leftovers of their life. Like, why do you want to give him the leftovers? It was cool when once things go to shit, like, it's crazy. Like, if you love God so much, why do you wait until, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like when men say, we don't want women giving us the leftovers. After you've been a hoe in your whole 20s, you know what I'm saying, a business hoe in your 30s, now you want to find a good nigga in your 40s. Why do you think we deserve the leftovers? Now look at the same thing they're doing to God. She's
So
giving
you have
him
leftover
the
dick
leftovers.
too.
What?
You have leftover dick too.
No, we don't. Nothing about us is the same, and we
No,
can't
what I'm
pretend
saying, I'm
like
making a
anything
point.
about a man is left over when he has a sex access to the woman.
It's like, basically, a person can't be strung out on drugs and then get their life together, and now they're changed. Like, you're making it seem like she can't, or a person can't be a hoe at some point. Whatever whatever they do, and then now no longer they're a hoe, and now maybe they're a wife Like, why is that leftovers? Because you've been given.
Because you used to be a hoe. It's like you don't want a car that's been wrecked before. It's the same thing.
And we don't want the guy who's been sticking his dick in everybody also before too.
Women who think that men have the same, or men and women are equal sexually, only ones
we're
who
not
think
equal.
Like that. Well, the only
That's
women
only
women who think about that are women who think that we are. You said something about someone being strung out on drugs. That's completely different. I would equate
I'll say
someone who was an alcoholic.
Jay, religiously, right? You're correct because y'all all go to hell for sticking your dick in people you're not married to. I mean, if you want to talk about this on a religious level, right?
It's correct.
We all end up in hell for sin. If you believe in Jesus, Jesus is the way. If you believe in the crown, whatever. It's like all your sins going to end you up, whether you're a man or a woman, in the same place. I'll give you that. Socially, though, right? David Banner has been obvious about his journey of, not settling down until he wants to. And I'm sure he's been sticking it where the sun don't shine. And nobody looks at him negatively. Whoa. Well, do the sun shine there? Did he stick it? I'm just saying. He was sticking it where the sun don't shine. And now that he's ready to settle down, and people are like, he 50. A lot of women are like, well, at least he didn't create all these bastard kids everywhere. And, he didn't lie to nobody. And now he's ready to settle down. They don't look at it as a negative.
You know what? You know what's so wild? One, I don't like people who like God got a lot of bad representatives. I'll say that. Tons of them. But what's so interesting when I'm listening to the women specifically is that you guys seem to generally have this redemption-like mindset. So interesting to me, because the same way what I heard Willie say was God don't want your leftovers, right? So let's frame it like this. Let's say I'm Stellar, or whomever you're dating is Stellar, and all the women before him he treated with exceptional privileges. Then he get to you. Now all of a sudden he's incapable of doing the same thing. You have to struggle with him. Y'all wouldn't sign up for that. And that's essentially the same thing that we're saying. You want to give us secondhand crap, spam like, goodies, and then try to make it seem like that on the equality of sexual exchange. It's the same. It's not ever going to be the same. Y'all don't want to lose. We get it. But for some odd reason, as men, we're supposed to take it. And I think that's at least that's what I heard him say, that if you're really going to walk this life, be Simone, I don't know her personally. So whatever. I just know that people like her. It's damaging for folks that are immature in their faith walk. But I don't like how she framed her story. It was my finances. Now I need God. But she did her finances wrong. God didn't do that. That's the issue with me. It's like, so you have bad managing skills with your finances. Now all of a sudden you need Jehovah to go ahead and resurrect you on that. Where was that guidance throughout the process of gaining said wealth? Because wisdom comes with walking if you really want to talk that faith talk. But now my finances, shut up, yo. Like, she's a joke, but that's y'all girl. That's cool. I personally take it like a pause with men deserve to have your best as well. I think that's what Willie was saying. But for some odd reason, we don't. And I think that's what Kevin Samuel said a moment ago. It's almost like they don't really have a high esteem of brothers. You can tell.
Yeah, I was saying God should have your best, and I use men also being worthy of it.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It seems like that's not the mindset of the general masses when we talk about the women. That they don't seem to have that mindset. It's like, well, I used to be bad, but I'm good now. Okay, you used to be bad. Congratulations, sweetie. But you can't come here. Like, I got standards too. I got boundaries too.
I agree with that part. I just I think what I was more referring to was when he said that, like, now she wants to walk this fuck no matter what, whoever. I keep my opinion to her, what it is. I don't agree with some of the things, but I think that if a person is coming to a place of redemption and they feel like they have nowhere else to go and God is that place for them, then I don't think that there should be stones thrown at them. You know what I mean?
All right. So, Jamie, I'll present you with a quick question then, right? Because I think the disconnect is women don't feel like they lose any perceived value as far as the men are concerned, or shouldn't, right? So I'll ask you this. If you found out that, let's say, a man you're pursuing, right? But then you find out.
I agree with that statement, go ahead.
You said you agree with that?
I agree women lose value. I agree with that statement.
You
But
do?
go ahead, you can ask the question.
It didn't sound like that just now, but okay.
I was only solely speaking off of her not feeling like not being worthy enough to have God at the forefront. That's all I was referring to.
I think there's a disconnect here because we're talking about two different things. We're either talking about God, like, can you lose value with God, and are you losing value in society with man? In society, worldviews, values with man, yes. Women can lose value. Your past is not forgiven. They don't look past those things. But literally over and over and over and over and over again in the Bible, God forgave his people. He pulled them out of Egypt. They messed up again. They had to spend 40 years in the wilderness. They messed up again. He forgave them again. They messed up again. He forgave them again. They messed up. It is human nature to fall short of God's praise. That's the whole thing. So it depends on the conversation that we're having here.
Yeah.
Should we only be going to God when we fall? No, of course not. God deserves so much more from us. But is the reality that most of us, not just women, not just men, but all of us go to God, especially when we're low? Yes, that's when we go. And at that time, God is always going to open his arms to you if you're coming with a pure heart and you're actually seeking him. Now, whether or not she's coming with a pure heart and truly seeking him, we don't know that for sure, right? We would have to continue to watch her journey. Now, whether or not people of this earth decide to bring her back in and forgive the things that she does, that's up to you guys. Most people probably won't. But those are two separate conversations. And I feel like we're trying to merge them and they're not mergeable. We're talking about worldly things that don't equate to godly things. They're two separate conversations.
What's interesting about what you said, Ty, and this is again, I'm listening and processing at the same time. Typically, the provide and protect come from a biblical context. And generally, that's what women try to frame men in. So if we're not going to tie them together, then we should probably abolish that terminology and go ahead and treat people on a human level and figure out what he's willing to do for you, what you're willing to do for him, and not take something that comes straight out the Bible, like provide and protect, because that's not a worldly concept. That's a biblical concept.
Damn it, true.
What are you talking about, though? When was I talking about?
How does that even relate?
Right. What are we talking about? I was saying that
True went red pill on y'all.
the topic we were focusing on was B. Simone's relationship and walk with God, not her relationship with a man, not whether or not man provide and protect, not a specific thing. It was whether or not she should go to God at her lowest and whether or not we feel that's acceptable. Then Willie brought up a comparison of God not wanting the least of you or once you fall, and that man also don't want the least of you. I agree. Men do not want you after you've been a hoe for all this time and you've messed up. They're not forgetful. They're forgiving, right? But God is. What you're talking about is something totally different. You're merging it and trying to bring it back to a conversation of man versus women. Once again, making it worldly. I'm talking about God, the Bible. If you read the Bible and scripture, God constantly forgives his people, constantly opens his arms, constantly brings you in regardless of your past, regardless of what you've done, as long as you come to him humbly and wanting that from him. Man will not. People will not. Your family will not. Your man will not. Your kids will not. God will.
I believe I'm tracking what you said. You tried to separate them and you said they don't belong in the same vein. And I said, if that is the case, tying it back, don't take biblical terminology and mesh it in worldly concepts when we're doing something like trying to date and get to know each other, because a lot of women do that. To provide and protect, to be the man's job, is a biblical terminology lifestyle that comes from the Bible. That's all I was saying. So I didn't take it so far off. You made it seem like I went to another planet.
You did, because we weren't.
So what his point is that women use the Bible when it's convenient for them and support when it supports whatever their narrative is or what their point is. And y'all got to stop doing that. That's what his point was.
Y'all make everything into an argument. This is so insane to me.
No, well, we're not trying to
Because
make it into
honestly, the
to an
idea
argument.
of
It's just a
providing
discussion.
and protecting it's more
But it's not just
ingrained in our
biblical.
DNA. It's
It
not
comes
even
from the Bible.
biblical. If we
No.
go back to hunter and gatherer times,
It
man
comes from the Bible.
did the providing and protecting. Women did the gathering and nurturing. That's
Women
what
did
our
the
roles
gathering.
were. That's why women look for things like that. Then as we go into the Bible, it talks about how men protected women and how women gathered people in the way that they needed to in order to push a man's objective. So the only disconnect I'm having is that you're saying that we're using these things only for specific reasons when that wasn't my argument. My argument was that either we're having a conversation about what's acceptable to God or we're having a conversation about what's acceptable to people.
But I did.
Those are two separate conversations.
But I'm looking at you, and yes, we're having an exchange, but we're also talking to people that are listening to the broadcast. So I'm taking it from the standpoint that you can't play the convenience factor of using biblical lifestyle and terminology, like Willie said, when it's convenient. Most of the things that are happening in this exchange of relationship is just that. I do understand that men protect and provide, but what's convenient about that is when we say you need to be submissive, then that's up for debate. That's up for question. Depends on what you want to do. So I'm saying that people listening and folks that don't want to align with that lifestyle need to probably hush and figure out a different standard. Don't make the Bible convenient when you want it to freaking be convenient. It's not an argument. It's just facts because folks want to mesh when it works for their narrative. And I said, you're trying to separate them. I'm saying folks do this all the time. They double dutch when it's convenient. I don't know how they don't correlate. They very much correlate in this space. At least
it's not an argument just because he doesn't agree with you. Too many times, like you see women say that, well, y'all want to fight or y'all want to argue about something just because a man doesn't agree with their point. That's what happens when you have a conversation. There's going to be two opposing arguments about a topic. That's how it goes. Like there's nothing wrong with that. It's not inherently argumentative or combative for someone to do that just because we don't agree with you. That's like that microaggression stuff. A lot of women think that if a man doesn't agree with them, and Ty's not guilty of this, but there's a lot of women who think that if a man doesn't agree with them, they have assaulted them somehow. Like it's equal to being assaulted. And like that microaggression shit it's weird, but just in this healthy space, right? Because this is probably one of the healthier Thursday shows that has ever been on this network. That people disagreeing with you is not an assault on your character. It's not an assault on your intelligence. It's just them refuting or disagreeing with the logic of whatever it was you just said.
And True, can I give you some pushback on that? It's a biblical attribute. So I do think it's actually more of a societal norm across religious sectors. And I'll look at Asian culture as one, right? In Chinese culture and Japanese culture, they are not, Abrahamic. Like they don't massively believe in Islam or whatever, but the men still were the ones who went to war and the women were the still ones being homemakers at home, right? You can look at some Gaelic, ancient, the Vikings. You can look at some African tribes and all that. The men still were the ones who did the fighting and the women's were still the ones at camp doing the homemaking and the, all the things. So I don't think it's strictly a biblical thing. I think because we're in America and we're a major Christian society, right? We hold on to that as a norm. But when I look across the globe, even for people who are not in an Abrahamic faith, they still have the similar concept where men are protecting and providing. I'll just say too, back in the day, I think someone brought it up, right? Men were typically the ones who hunted. Women were the typically ones who gathered, right? So you see women farming and you see men hunting for protein, essentially, right? And then, so I do think that across the world, it's still a concept, right? That even without the religious thing, but I think in America, most of us were raised, I'll say most, but I don't know that anymore. A good percentage of us were raised Christian, and that's where we got the concept. But the more global you get, you understand that that's not unique to us.
So basically what you're saying is that a lot of these religions have similarities. And so if we were in China, we'd be talking about Confucius says that we protect and provide. If we were in England, we'd be saying Catholicism says men protect and provide. So like you're not refuting what he says. You're just highlighting the similarity between different religions.
Right. Well, in China, Confucianism is the majority, right? But even before that, there was still the modern concept that men were the ones who were physically stronger and thus did the more
Before
physically
religion?
But yeah, like before when people were worshiping, like even in think of Native Americans, right? I mean, I don't know if you want to count that as a religion or not. They have different opinions on if they would say it's a religion or not, whatever. But yeah, it's like however people decided to organize, men took on the more protective role than women did.
Yeah,
And
because that's the biological imperative. Which again, if a man created religion, it would make sense that all religions that have this similarity where men are the stronger sex. It's why, because it's the success matter. So again, you're not refuting what he's saying. You're just highlighting the similarities in other religions. That's
right, I'm
all.
saying that it's not a strictly biblical concept, is what I was saying. I'm not saying it's not a religion.
But in America, though, given that that's our number one argument, that's why we only talk about that. If it's the number one religion we have over here, that's why we're not talking about what happens with Islam, Confucian, Buddhism, Taoism. We're not talking about that. So that's almost irrelevant because it doesn't happen here. We talk about the Bible because that's what our country is based off of. That's what our, it's goes back to, I don't know, I think it was 2000 BC, whenever Jesus was walking around. Like, that's the point. Like, we're talking about other religions don't matter right now for what True was talking about.
Well, my commentary wasn't based on the fact that it was lost on me. I was speaking to the exchange. You're not incorrect, BK, but the other side of the protecting and provision, which is our slot in life, there's an other side to that. That part seems to be dismissed and negotiable. So I'm saying that in the general sense of things, if we're gonna do that, then let's do it on both ends. Because the moment a man says you need to be submissive, it's like, well, that depends. And it's like, anyway, I'll land. Go ahead, JR. Toya, who?
Oh no, I just said sign me up.
Toya, go ahead.
I'm just at a loss because I'm like, I don't even know where we are going with this conversation anymore. However, I just feel like if you are dealing with a woman that really likes you, is invested in whatever it is that you're invested in, and she believes in your leadership, submission is not something you're going to have to fight for. My opinion.
Agreed.
With Hunt, I agree with that. It comes naturally. You become submissive just for it. You take the role.
It's just gonna be. It's just gonna flow with it. So
yes,
if you're combating, against a woman who you have to fight for submission, then something is disconnected there.
Would you say
she might not be smart enough?
man?
She might not be smart enough to know to submit to a good man. That's also that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what she said.
Who?
No, Willie made the comment that she might not be smart enough to submit to a good man. Is that what you said,
Yeah.
Willie?
Like, who teaches you that?
Well, I mean,
have the capacity.
if she's not smart enough to submit to a good man, then why are you with her if she's not that smart?
That's
Again,
like us
that's a
asking
big problem.
if he wasn't going to be a good father, why'd you get pregnant by him? You don't know that until you know that.
So,
Okay,
a question.
If we're gonna go into a conversation like that, I can go back to Willie's point where he said that he was talking to a girl for maybe 4 to 6 weeks before he even took her on a date, and I'm pretty sure that in that time frame he had enough time to figure out if she was smart enough to submit to a good man or not. Maybe.
Right. So, but the thing is, you used a extreme, which JW pointed out. That's not normal. Most people don't do that.
What's
So that
not
would be like
normal?
me, that for someone to vet women the way that I do, that's abnormal. That's something that's a learned
Okay.
behavior. That's not normal. So you
Okay,
pointing
so
out
how
someone
long
doing
does it
something
take
that's
for you
rare,
to figure out if she's smart enough to submit to a good man or not? How long do you think that vetting process takes?
I don't know, and I can only speak for myself.
Okay, who was the one who asked the question? I'm sorry.
Well, I was.
Or who
I
made
would-
the statement? How long does that process take for you?
Who are you asking?
Yeah.
Sorry, me?
Whoever made the comment that she's not smart enough to submit to a good man or something like that.
I said,
that was
what
Willie.
if she's not smart enough? Because what I was refuting was the fact that you're saying that if a woman likes you enough, a woman can like you and love you to death. If she doesn't know something, she
I'm
doesn't
not
know what
saying if
doesn't
she
know.
likes you enough. I said if she likes you and she's invested in your ideology and she believes that you're a good leader, then the submission will come easily.
Right. Well, you said okay.
That's
You
what I
said if
said.
you just do it, but again, if she doesn't know that's what comes next, women need to be taught that that's a good idea. It's not inherent. If you look at a lot of niggas, right? If you look at the average man right now, I would not want a woman to think by default that she should submit to a man, because the majority of men aren't leaders. I'm on record saying that I think a lot of niggas are losers. I'm not saying the majority, because then niggas get mad and start getting death threats on Instagram. But the majority of men aren't worthy of being submitted to. The majority of these niggas aren't even worth being submitted to at work because they're managers. So I wouldn't want a woman thinking by default he should submit to a man just because she's a man. I would, though, think that women should be taught how to identify a man who is worthy of submitting to, and then by seeing examples of that while she's before she's of dating age, and not having to figure that shit out when she's 30, 35, 40 years old with 3 kids.
Willie, based off of what you stated, do you feel that's why most women do not submit nowadays? Because most men are not worthy of being submitted to?
I would say that most women don't submit because they don't have access to the men that are worth being submitted to.
Well, Toya, I think here's another perspective. So most women, if they like you, they're going to start out submissive. That's just how that works, right? You're going to start out very feminine. But I think to Willie's point, it's going to be hard to see, it's going to take time for that to come out. They're like, who are you really? Because it's that honeymoon phase, right? You're attracted to him, you're going to be soft. But eventually, your ideas in the way that you, not even just your ideas, because a lot of women know better. That don't mean they do better, right? Like when you look at the Dwight Howard wife, right? The video that, like, after they got back together, she got a perfect video. She was talking her shit. She's like, yo, you need to listen to your husband. You need to stop talking. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do that. And it was just like she knew exactly what to say, and she knew better. But eventually, it's what do you put into practice?
Now she posted videos with cocaine and Ziploc baggies and shit. So again, this shit is it's performative.
I mean, I can't really understand your reference because I don't know who you're talking about, but essentially, yes, she may start off in a submissive manner, and then as you guys go along, you might find out, who she really is and what her true colors are. But I mean, that essentially still goes with whatever guy she's dealing with, no? So if she's starting out submissive and then as the months go along she becomes non-submissive or whatever, and she starts talking back or doing things or whatever the case may be, what happened in that? Is it something she just said, oh, I'm no longer going to be submissive, or was it something that he did to trigger that?
He's not responsible for her behavior. She is.
It was her. So a lot of women have never actually been with a man that was a real leader. A lot of them, right? Have just never actually been. They never been required of certain things from a man. So as they just start to come out, how they've always been in relationships starts to come out, and certain men will show you, like, over time, like, oh, he's been making good decisions. Like, it's like he said this was going to happen and it happened, right? So over time you start to see, like, okay, maybe my anxiety can relax.
Or is it that over time she started to realize that he's not a leader but a loser?
I don't think that's normally what it is. No, I don't
know. He said that a majority of the men are losers, so I don't know if that's true. Can't really believe that.
So much for women's intuition, because if women's intuition was a thing, there wouldn't be so many single mothers.
Women's intuition is a myth.
I don't think it's a myth. I do believe it's make believe though.
I don't think so, personally. I think it's real. I think the problem is that people are raised to ignore red flags, or they're so desperate they're going to ignore what they actually do know. So I think that
from experience, though,
there sometimes, right? The truth of the matter is that I think a majority of women who are raised with honorable men around them will start to see certain behaviors and peace out. But if you're raised around dishonorable men, you have been conditioned to ignore those red flags when you meet another dishonorable man. So even though the alarms in you are kind of sounding, you're like, well, I'll give him a chance, or this, that, and the third. So I think women do have to take accountability in that they ignore the BS. And I mean, we all done had a girlfriend who everybody was like, girl, don't talk to him. But I mean,
So do you
he's
think-
just,
Or if they're not raised around men at all, right? Like if they don't have
That was gonna be
any
my point.
man really to look at, and they
That
only
too.
have women to look at, you can have a feeling that something might not be good for you, but you're psyching yourself out of it because you're questioning your own beliefs because you really don't know. You have nothing to compare it to.
No, ask for the fellas. Have y'all ever been like the first good guy a woman has had before? Like the
Yeah,
very.
it's not a good look. It's not a good look because they
That's
don't
the
really
most
know how to
stressful
receive
shit
it.
in the world.
What do you mean by
But
that?
I wouldn't call it intuition. I think we missed it. I
No,
think
it's
it's
damn
more
different. That's not
learned
intuition.
behavior.
That's luck for her. I mean, for like if you know, for a woman to be 35, 40, and then she get with you and you the first like solid nigga she's ever had, do you think that tells you a lot about her more so than it does you, or I mean, or the world she lives in? Because the common denominator between her and all the fuck niggas before you is her. And you being the first good nigga, you're gonna have to combat all of that shit, all of those bad habits she has because she's been like, you know what I'm saying, dick L, I'm saying L fuck nigga before she wants to go get with a good dude.
I hear you. I wouldn't say good. I would say definitely solid. You're not wrong. I don't think, generally speaking, even if a woman has a good example, and I have seen this father brother structure, women individually are themselves. They have their own desires. Like they may be able to see and experience a daughter love, a brotherly love, a family unit love, but they put romantic love in its own bracket. And by nature, I think they're kind of rebellious, generally speaking. So you actually see them try to, in a sense, venture out. But solid, yes, I say a lot of women. I have been quite a bit of girls' first solid because they kind of minimize your male performance metrics based on what they assume is normal, you know, and then I want them emotionally intelligent until you start saying, sweetie, why are you always late? Why do you talk like that?
Or women forget that emotional intelligence also includes in being able to regulate their emotions. So we hear a lot with women saying that they're more emotionally intelligent than men. And if that was the case, if that was the case, you know, 1 in 4 women wouldn't be a victim of domestic violence throughout their entire life. 4 out of 4 women would. If men were the least likely or the ones who were less capable of regulating our emotions.
You know,
But I think that's a problem in relationships. I don't think you all should be held with the responsibility to regulate us. There should be co-regulation. Like that puts too much strain on you, and it doesn't allow the woman to take accountability. Like it removes that from her. Like she has to regulate herself. That's not your responsibility. If you're with a partner who cannot regulate themselves, that's not somebody that you should be with. Like that's like babysitting. That's not your child. And we've had this conversation. Y'all don't want y'all women to be children, right? That's a part of maturity and processing. And I think we keep confusing intuition with like clairvoyance. Aren't you supposed to saw that he was a nigga and wasn't supposed to? I can't see what was happening, right? Intuition is me just being able to instantly read situations and emotions. And so I think that's what BK is saying, like, when you ignore it, you felt the nod, or you heard the change in his tone. You knew something didn't feel right, but you didn't want to investigate. It was a fear of what you were going to find out, which was and that's okay. But it's the fear of, again, being alone, starting all over. So you're like in a cycle of, again, not being able to, what Mike was saying initially, you don't want to vet. You don't want to have the patience. Like people are going to mess up. That's like, I shouldn't have a pillow for your mistakes. It depends on what we're talking about. But I just feel like, again, people are unrealistic when they're moving about in these relationships and how they structure themselves. Co-regulation is the most beneficial in a relationship. You have to maintain yourself and your partner has to maintain themselves. And if you all cannot coexist, then you need to be dismissed. I'll land.
All right, so we got another topic we're going to jump into.
All right, I'm seeing something that's going on. Went to the Houston rodeo, seen our people. The shit was amazing. Another thing I noticed though, man, fellas, men, Hey, bro, we got to get back to approaching women, bro. We got to get back to approaching women. It don't matter if they talking about, oh, they don't want to talk and all that shit. You know, we'll find that out after we speak. The Black Heritage Night, I seen a lot of men eyeballing women and they're not speaking. Like, I seen a lot of women, like, looking the man up and down, like, I see you looking, brother. What you gonna say? Say, dog. Social media is taking us out of context, bro. Dudes not shooting a shot no more. I thought the females was just complaining about something else. I seen it with my own two eyes. Me, I'ma shoot my shot. If I like you and I want you, I'm coming get you. I'ma try. You gonna have to tell me no. I'll take 100 no's to get one yes. So ladies, as mad as I don't want to agree, you all are kind of right, bro. Dudes acting like they scared to speak to y'all in person. Like, so I don't know what's going on with this feminine energy, but this ain't me. This ain't my homeboys. Hey, bro.
Okay, what's up, y'all? So I'm just getting in from being outside in Houston. It's so packed here due to spring break and the Houston rodeo, but I wanted to get on here to talk about this video I seen earlier today by this guy. I don't know his name, but he was mentioning how, like, the guys here in Houston at the rodeo, he was at the rodeo and he's seen a lot of guys just observing these beautiful women and nobody were approaching them. It was so many beautiful women at the rodeo and nobody was approaching them. And I wanted to, like, piggyback off of that because that is a thing out here in Houston. Like, the guys will literally stare you down and not say a word. And if they do approach you, they'll get your number or your Instagram, but it's just like they don't know what to do after that, or they were never taught as a man what to do after that. Like, even the conversation at this big age is like, okay, you know, like, right, you know, like, what time's dinner? Like, did you set reservations? Like, it's just not, they don't give that here. It's all flashy and show, you know, and honestly, I think that the guys think they're the prize here. Like, I feel like Houston is the capital of the man thinking they're the prize. I mean, that's just my opinion. Don't, you know, boom, shoot, boom, gun down the messenger. I don't even know if I can say that, but yeah, hopefully they don't get violated. But anyway, yeah, it's bad here. It's so bad. Dating scene is terrible, to say the least, in Houston. And yeah, y'all gonna watch that video because yeah, he on point with that. And he's really, like, saying what the women have been trying to say for a long time here in Houston, what these guys need to be doing. Like, why are you just staring? If you miss, you miss. Like, shoot your shot. If you miss, you miss. Take that L. Keep missing so you get that W. We out here.
I'm walking around the rodeo, and I'm thinking to myself, the rodeo then became the bootio. I done seen so many women walking around here as cowgirls wearing booty shorts all the way up to their booty, cheek shorts, whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, damn, is we at the strip club or is we at the rodeo? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't complaining. It's a beautiful sight to see. Ladies, y'all look good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I love it. But come on, man, we got children walking around here. We got kids walking around here, man. You know what I'm saying? What you supposed to tell your kids when you got a woman walking around with her ass all out as a cowgirl and they be like, Mommy, Daddy, why that girl got her butt all out? Like, what you supposed to tell them? You can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, the rodeo has become the bootio. Like, this is crazy work. But hey, I ain't complaining, but hey, just remember, we got kids out here.
First of all, who the fuck is going to Houston for spring break? That's the final boss level of spring break. Out of town niggas don't get no burn in Houston for spring break. Like that's tough. Like, what are you doing? It's like going to the All-Star game trying to hoop with niggas. What are you talking about?
I just wanted to say something about the first part of the video, the guy. I kind of disagree with him a little bit. Well, I agree in the sense that a lot of men aren't approaching women. And I think that a lot of women are to blame, because what I think is that when a man sometimes comes humbly to a woman and respectful, then he's looked at as a simp. He's too soft. I've seen a video where a man brought flowers on a first date, booked a restaurant. The restaurant's not good enough. I can't believe he got me flowers. Like, that's so corny. Certain people, you got social media. They want to compare us to social media. Oh, he's supposed to take me shopping to a mall, take me to only a restaurant that, is $300 and up. And I think that sometimes men are scared of like what to say. Do I say this? Do I not say this? Is she using me for, what I can do for her? I just, like, honestly, it's sad a little bit. It's sad.
Or these niggas meet women and we start talking to y'all and realize that we don't fucking like you. So that happens so many
Never
times.
happened to me, so I don't know.
Well, you wouldn't know technically, because you're not the one we don't tell y'all everything, obviously, like we've pointed out. But you know how often like times niggas talk to a baddie, like and talking about just like bad, because the Houston rodeo, niggas, if you are single and have never been, go. But you know how many times like we'll talk to women like that, and then like the conversation, we can just tell like you have nothing in between your fucking ears. And over a while, that shit gets annoying, so we don't even want to talk to y'all no more because there's no point. And then two, a lot of niggas don't talk to women because they associate that woman with a certain type of guy at a certain level and know that they're not him. Men are honest with themselves about what they qualify for. Women are not. So these niggas just qualify themselves as soon as they see, okay, her titties, okay, she got the gummy bear titties and she got her ass out and her fit together and all her friends bad. They know that they can't really, they know that they don't see themselves as the type of nigga they came here to get talked to by or talked to with. So they just don't say shit to them. And, niggas who can't afford expensive shit don't go in the store.
That makes sense. I also think that social media and what's being perpetuated by women on social media is taking men away from wanting to approach women. I don't think, honestly, though, like that's, well, you know what? It's not the reality in my perspective, because I still get approached. I have a man and I get approached and I have to tell people no. So like being in a place where you're just not getting approached, there are many different factors. Like Willie stated, maybe you're being approached and they find out there's nothing there. Maybe they see you and think you're above their caliber. A lot of men also don't want to approach women that are in groups, right? When you're in a group, it's harder for a man to approach you because there's so much extra pressure. Your friends are saying things. They feel like they have to pay for everybody in the group. So being in a place where there are so many women and they're all traveling in groups, of course, men are not going to automatically just come up to you guys. They don't even want to deal with the smoke of that. But if you went somewhere separate outside of the rodeo by yourself, you really wouldn't have that issue. So I really feel like it's the environment. Men are still approaching women. But when you're in those type of environments, there are many different factors that come into play. And I think social media is one of those main things where they're pushing all of this fake stuff and people are taking it in as reality.
If you want to approach a group of women, just start talking to the ugly one, like the ugly friend. Talk to her like she's a
Or the
regular
mean
person.
one.
No, you don't want to talk to the mean because
I need to know the logic behind that.
That
What?
should get you. Talk to the mean one is annoying. That should stress you out. You'll be like, fuck all y'all.
Give it away to King Willie.
Talk to the ugly one, because if you talk to the ugly one and treat her like she's a woman and not an object, the other women that you really want to treat like objects that you're attracted to will notice that and be like, damn, he talking to her and she the ugly one. Because y'all know who your ugly friends are. You might not tell her. You won't tell her the outfit don't fit her body type, but you'll let her come out with you still because somebody got to wash the drinks. If a dude talks to her,
I don't have
and
those
treats
type
her-
of friends.
and treats her with respect, you have an ugly friend, guaranteed. If you talk to that
I
ugly
don't
friend
have
and treat her
those
with
type
respect,
of friends.
it sounds good. And just talk to her, and then that's how you just incorporate. You can pivot to the cute ones, involve them in the conversation now, and now you're talking to all of them, and you started with the easiest point of entry, which is the ugly one, because her standards are going to be super low. She's like,
It
oh,
sounds
I
like
can't
such
believe
a
this
young
nigga.
mentality, though. Like young, like this.
It's not. I've literally heard my grandfather say something very similar.
It's actually a sales tactic. So that's what we're cold approaching, and you cold approach someone that you know needs the product that you have. That
Yeah,
woman
you need a
knows
soft target.
needs a man because she's ugly and doesn't have one, and she's here with a bunch of cute friends. So unfortunately, you are leveraging, the fact that she's probably been without dick for a while to get to a woman that might not have been. But when we're actually out here trying to do this, execute this in the field, we don't give a fuck about that. Like, this works. Like, it's a sales tactic. I mean, BK said her grandfather knows it. It's something my pops told me. You always talk to the ugly one. That's the one you talk to first.
Interesting. I'm curious, like, what's that man's like angle when he's like, yo, y'all need to talk to girls more? Like, why? What that got to do with you? Why you care? Why do you want that nigga over there to get up and go talk to that girl? Mind your business.
You never knew of the party starter, the person who like, yo, we here to have a good time. Everybody, y'all not dancing. That one person who was like, come on, y'all being corny.
You go get the ugly girl and drag her out and start dancing.
So he need to go and grab a girl and grab a guy and be like, meet this, and introduce them if that's what he want to do. Go introduce people if that's what you want to do. But mind your business. If niggas is chilling, just looking, let them look.
Maybe so, but doesn't this speak to something a little higher? Like there's a lack of authentic socialization. That's what he's saying. Like when he goes outside of his home, there is an ambiance that is supposed to be happening. Like I know when I was coming up and we were teenagers, I was a group with my girls and we were kind of looking for the boys in a group and we would talk to each other. There wasn't like this fear, or even if it was, it was sort of like what Willie was saying. When you go over there, you do this, you do that. But there's a lack of authentic, like I said, socialization. There's an awkwardness that happens. I bet you if you gave everybody your phone number and your Insta, they just would have been texting all night. And that's what the guy is saying. Like, I didn't come to a party to see everybody be wallflowers and text all night. I know we're people with this age of technology type of thing, but I want authentic conversations to be happening. I want to see that for other people. Now, don't get me wrong. He probably was being a little nosy, but I think it just speaks to what he is saying. Like, social media has hijacked real social interaction. Everybody is faking till they make it. And so when you get in front of somebody, and on top of that, people are not well versed and they're not well spoken and they're just not well read. So they're lacking depth. And like when we speak about vetting, like they don't want to do that. They rather just sit there and be like, when's the quickest way I can get in your panties? Or when's the quickest way I can get to your pocket? Like, so again, I think he's just saying, he's just missing that. I could be wrong. This is my opinion, but I think that's what I rap from that.
Listen, you gotta understand.
True, let True go real quick. I had a point after that, but go ahead, True.
I think Pearl's partially right if you're keeping it on a socializing type of, exchange and developing those social skills. But what I heard, and I'm seeing, and I'm actually proud of the men, there's still this spirit in the land where women want the right of first refusal. And I think a lot of dudes is done with that. They like, nah, just what you said, Miss Pearl, you said people socializing. Y'all can talk. If we in the same spot, create that energy. And cats that been getting girls understand this. You ain't never have to walk across the room. She gonna make sure she come within proximity. She may even trip over your shoe. But most dudes don't got that. So they tired of the fact that they walking across the room, putting themselves out there to get embarrassed, shut down, whatever it may be. They like, you know what? Nah, we cool, we chilling. We in here too. They want to make themselves known. Hey, make an effort. Dudes is tired of the first round of refusal. That's what I'm seeing. I'm actually proud of them.
I agree.
I don't mind the exchange. So think me and you all still have to know that we like to be approached. Like we like to feel like we chosen. Like if I am always approaching you, doesn't that set the tone? Like what if you're just not that type of guy? Then I always got to step up and lead the conversation. Like I get where you're saying you want women to initiate conversations because it's the basis of just human social interaction. And
you're not even saying that.
I get that. Then clarify it for me, man. What is he saying?
He's saying drop the handkerchief. He's saying if you like a guy, put yourself in his space. He'll do the rest.
That's what I'm saying. He's saying he would like to see more women initiate, and I'm agreeing because I'm saying we're both responsible for that social interaction. But I'm also saying that women still like for men to approach them. So true, I get what you're saying. I'm gonna just land with that. I agree with you. I can see.
Pearl, your point is great. Your point is great. However, your peers, they really suck at that, right? Most women are pretty shitty at dropping a handkerchief. I think we're forgetting a lot of things here today. A good majority of women run around with a resting bitch face, right? They're not smiling. How many times do you hear men complain about, well, God damn it, why can't you at least smile? You're not even invited. And I don't even know if y'all remember the period, probably about 2-3 years ago, women were actually nuking men on purpose, filming it and posting that shit. Dudes sliding in the DMs and getting that shit screenshot. Like, no matter what it is, women just don't want to reject you. They want to shoot you the fuck down. And the bigger problem is we're also forgetting that y'all not going to talk to most of the dudes in the first place. Y'all not attracted to that. I think Willie touched on that a little bit. They're not attracted to most of the dudes. So he gonna impress you, and that rejection shit is demoralizing, right? I desensitized myself to rejection a long time ago, right? But it takes a lot of muscle memory. Dudes are not being taught by that. And unfortunately, a lot of the single mothers damn sure don't care about teaching their sons how to cold approach a woman, right? Even though it would be very easy for them to do, but they don't. Nobody's putting effort towards it. Where the hell are they supposed to learn these techniques from, right? And then everything else is made so easy. You got dating apps, and there's a lower consequence because you're never going to actually meet the person. Women aren't making it easy, though. You have to do that. And I understand that there is some work for men to do. And I tell, the young bros how to get at that and how to do it. But women make it a really defeating, demoralizing process. That's the problem. If y'all were way more invited and pleasant, then you probably would see better results. You probably would have more men who approach you. But the dudes who you want, they're not used to approaching chicks. Mod considers himself pretty desirable, and some women agree. And guess what? He said he never pressed a woman. Never. He don't press women. So you got to understand that. The dudes that's out here getting buns is not trying to press you, because there are some women who's going to get in his way. But the rest of the human race, no, they're not having that same type of luck.
And y'all try to make most of the guys pay money too. Y'all try to, I seen a lot of y'all want guys to buy you a drink. I've never bought a girl a drink in my life. But y'all want the guys who come up to you and want to talk to you. Oh, you talking to me? Buy me a drink if you want to converse. What? I don't know. Maybe they tired of buying drinks and stuff like that, and not, it not becoming anything.
I will agree with y'all for the most part, because I can say that some women do not make it easy for you to approach them. It can be very demoralizing watching a woman shoot a man down. And then I'd also like to address that last video that we watched there, where he said rodeo is becoming the bootio or something like that. I also think that most or some women take the way that they're dressing to the extreme, because I don't understand why you have to be walking around the rodeo with your ass hanging out and your titties hanging out. It doesn't make sense to me. You can look good without being half naked. And I just feel like more women need to accept that, because as soon as you start talking about it, or you start talking to them about it, it's, oh, well, it's my body. I can dress however I want to dress, and blah, blah, blah. Cool. But then you cannot expect to be treated in a certain manner if you're dressing in a certain manner. That's just my opinion.
Or when a man looks at you and sexualizes over you because that's what you're showing. I don't understand that concept.
Right.
If you got the body for it, ladies, I say go though, because you're gonna have a good time. The Black Rodeo is a lot of fucking fun. The actual event is fun, but
you have to have a certain kind of body to go.
Yeah, if I wouldn't want to be out there built like a juice box with all them pretty women, because then you're gonna stand out and people are gonna notice. Like being a short dude, same thing. You will stand out because it's like where all the attractive women are going to be at one time. So for it'd be 1,000 women and one Capri Sun, you're probably not gonna have a good time.
If you are a Capri Sun, there's someone out there for you.
There's someone trying to cave your rib cage in, like you're a Capri Sun too. However, you might not find them at the rodeo that weekend because everybody's gonna be going for the bitches with the ass out. Which is
But is that the problem for real? Is that people the all the attractive people, right? And let's just say everybody up in the rodeo, or majority of the people up in the rodeo, they look great, right? It's the people that you could put in videos or why do you think it's still an issue if all these great looking people, right, and are together? Why not the interaction then? If you got some great looking men, everybody tall, if you got great looking women, they got banging bodies, and allegedly that's what each other want, then where's the disconnect?
Well, you know, a man who's that man that you're talking about, that the girls talking about, oh, they think they're the prize, they are the prize. Like, why would he come talk to you? He doesn't have to. Like, that man is the prize. You know, before, like when women used to not really have to worry about being with a man who had to be more attractive than them or just as attractive as them and 6'4" and all that type of stuff. Women used to be the prize all the time in their relationships, and you could tell. And now they talking about they want these guys to be, because I never heard the 6 foot talk until like recently, like the last 5-6 years. So you want this type of man, he's the prize. Like, understand that. All these girls not walking around with 6'5" boyfriends who are attractive and emotionally intelligent and, you know, can talk good and all that type of stuff. So
if you ever want to know how rare that your dream guy is, just go to the femaledelusioncalculator.com, put his metrics in, and it'll tell you how many cats you should prepare to buy.
That's hilarious.
I don't agree with you, endorsing that a man should be shooting his shot 100 times either. Like, I think
absolutely not.
Your percentages is way, bruh. You're failing. Like, it don't take 100 shots.
Men should be snipers, not school shooters.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. But just think about it, how superficial women have become, right? Let's just say dating apps. And I like to use dating apps because it's irrefutable data, right? You can see the exact numbers. You know that anywhere from 60 to 80% of women have their height filter set on 6 feet or better, which effectively eliminates 86% of men. Like, when you think about how stupid that is, that's just one filter. That's before you're talking about money, before you're talking about symmetry, before you're talking about if he got muscles or not, before he's has a decent personality. You gotta understand that when most of these dudes come up to these women, they don't care. And I don't think that most women even try to hold their peers accountable for what they're doing, because women that are not under our coverage typically don't listen to us. So, and the women who they would listen to don't really say anything about it or are completely oblivious to the issue. Has any woman ever held another woman accountable? Like, hey, well, this was actually a good dude. Why are you behaving like this? I've never seen it. I've never witnessed it in my life. And I don't think it happens a lot. I'm sure Toya probably thinks something different, but I don't think I'm a believer. Go ahead, Toya.
No, I like I said, I don't know what kind of people certain people hang around, but I hold my friends accountable for what they do. Because at the end of the day, everybody's complaining about something. But if you have somebody that's actually genuinely trying, or somebody who's actually putting in that effort, I'm going to defend him in every situation. I have a friend she was talking to a guy, and I had to snap her back to reality the other day because she was over here talking about, oh, he's a good guy and everything, but he's my height. What does that have to do with anything? You're telling me that he's a good guy and you find all this value in everything this man has offered you. But you're telling me now the only issue that you have right now is the fact that he's the same height as you. You sound stupid. Get off my phone. And my friends appreciate my honesty. And that's why I've been in relationships with my friends for over 20 years.
You know, back to the way that they dress at the rodeo real quick. I know, at least for me, like when women dress like that, you just telling on yourself. And it's that much easier for me to talk to you if you half naked. Like, it's that much like, oh, that's an easy kill. That's easy. I don't gotta, I ain't gonna be much work, because it is. Like, if you dress like that, you're easier. It just is what it is. Like, women who dress like that might not think so. I'm not that easy. Yes, you are. So,
do y'all agree with that? Women who typically dress provocative.
I don't deny it. I don't
don't
deny
agree with
it,
that.
because if you're willing to
I
walk
agree.
outside with your ass out and your titties out, then obviously you're more willing to have sex with that man, right or wrong. Maybe I'm biased.
They
But
strongly
I
disagree. Just
agree
hear
with
head
it.
shaking.
You
What
choosing
do
it.
you have on that,
Inside of
bro?
the hypersexual culture, why people think that that's cool, and women keep putting themselves out there and trying to say that that's femininity or it's control of their body, and they're not getting the results or the respect that they say that they deserve. Like, why do you keep touching the stove and it's hot and you keep getting burned? Like, just put your clothes on. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with putting clothes on and being respectful. You don't see any woman in a respectable position dressed that way. I don't understand why you think you can dress like a prostitute or a stripper and get the respect of somebody like Miss Pearl. Like, knock it off. Anybody, any other woman on this panel, or like I say, any woman with sense. Like, it just doesn't equate. And I hate that we kind of conflate the two. Like, all women don't want that attention. All women are not seeking that. All women don't want a tall goofy. We don't. Like, we don't care how much money you got. Like, some of us just want a guy that just makes us feel good without all this societal pressure. Like, stop putting us all in a box. Just like all of you men don't want whores to marry. All of us women don't want those surface level, materialistic, related type of standards, because they're superficial and they don't last. But hey, do it your way. I land.
So let me ask you a question, because I hear this women say that we don't like this a lot. Guy A has all the other things you just said you look for, right? And none of the tall, superficial shit. But then guy B has all the superficial shit and everything else you look for. Are you still taking guy A?
I just want guy A. Why would I want something superficial? Why would I want that? I'm not a kid.
So listen, they're both the exact same
beneficial
person.
with being
One
superficial.
guy is 5'7", and makes decent money. The other guy is 6'3", in shape, and makes a lot of money. But they have the same qualities aside from those three things. Are you going to go on record and say that you would still take the 5'7" nigga when
You're not
everything
gonna
else?
put me in between no rock and no hard place. You're literally pushing me towards what you want me to say. Like, who is not going to choose that? What are you talking about?
That's my point. So you guys do care about it. You just may not be the only thing you care about, and you're willing to settle for something less than in some situations. That's what we're saying. We're not saying that you guys don't care about it or that some women don't. Some women just settle for less because they can. They know it's easier. Because, like you said, a guy that's tall, he's gonna have a lot of attention. You're gonna have a whole lot of competition for him. There's gonna be a whole lot of options that man has. So
That's
the dude who's
subjective
5'7",
though, Willie. That is subjective. There are short guys who get a lot of women, they get a lot of attention. Like, you guys are socially constructing these looks.
Use the same premise I gave you.
God.
The 5'7" nigga versus 6'4" nigga, they're all the same. They have every quality except for the height looks. I mean, the height, and just say the height. That 6'4" nigga is gonna get way more attention than the 5'7" goes in any setting with women because he's 6'4".
And who, right? So that's a superficial standard. Because I was gonna say, who the hell told you that 6'4" is what all women want? Some idiotic women told you that, or some
Pearl,
men who
when
got
you say all
that. Like, I know it's out there, the
women,
6'6" thing,
I
six
would go
figures,
with
6 feet, 6 inches, whatever y'all call it.
No,
Hey,
I would go with a 5'7". I would not.
But I'm just, this is my thing. Like, I can't walk up to any of you men right now and see through your pants to say you're literally fitting my standard. Like, that's like a box of chocolate. You don't know what you're gonna get. Like, I'm tired of the games, but y'all can have it.
See through our pants. Wait a second.
No, because people try to make it seem like that's a standard, like 6'6". I can see you're 6 feet. I don't know if you have 6 figures in your bank account, and I damn sure don't know if you got 6 inches. But this is somehow a requirement that's going to substantiate our relationship, or requirement or prerequisite that I need. Or I just, like I said, it's a joke to me. But y'all can have it. Good luck.
Yeah.
Can I say something? One of the things that someone said about respectability. So I personally don't believe that, I don't care what anyone's wearing, they can get the same level of respect from me until their personality or their character gets disrespectful, right? I can be nice to a prostitute on a corner or a homeless man who's looking through the trash in the same level of, oh, excuse me, sir, I'm sorry if I bumped into you. So, and I do judge people on how they treat anybody, especially the people who they think don't need respect. The minute I go somewhere with somebody and they disrespect or they like, you can't be with me. Because for me, real character and morality is being able to treat everybody with a level of respect, like I said, until that disrespect comes in, right? And that's just something that I think. Now, when it comes to dressing scantily in certain environments, dressing scantily is something adults can do or not do. I do think it's inappropriate to do it around children. And so if the rodeo is a place where people are taking their kids, just like, remember when, was it Lizzo with her butt cheeks out at the basketball game? Y'all remember that?
Yeah, we do.
Disrespectful, because that's a family event. And wearing a thong bikini at a public pool, disrespectful. It's a family event. There are certain things that are adult, right? Just like we used to, back in the day, we knew things to do around adults and we knew things not to do around adults. Nowadays, these adults don't know what to do around kids and what not to do around kids. And that's the problem.
Got it.
I
So BK, I got an issue with that because I don't believe you. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. So let's just say we're at an all adult event, right? And I'm trying to press you right now, but I so happen to be wearing a Speedo. You want to give me a number or no?
I mean, I have talked to Europeans, and the Speedo is not a deal breaker for me. So
you know what he's talking about.
No, I mean at a pool event, right? You're talking about you're actually at a pool event, right?
You know exactly what he's talking about.
No, we at the club. It's an adult event, though.
What's in that Speedo?
Oh, okay. Well, no, because then I'm going to question that your sanity. I can still be nice to you and be like, oh no, thank
My
you.
sanity. No,
I'm not interested.
Wait a minute. You just said that what a person wears doesn't matter.
Respectability. I can still treat you kindly.
Only for women, Trev. And I see what you did there. Very well played, sir. Very
No,
well played.
I said as far as treating.
Y'all fell into the trap.
Right?
Y'all
don't
right
say no.
we
Thank you.
already heard what you said. It's on record.
You fell right into it. Boop, like
No, literally, I literally saying treat people right, whether they are homeless.
But he didn't say nothing about treating her disrespectfully. All he said was he knew that was going to be an easy kill because of the way she was dressed. He didn't say he was going to disrespect her.
No, that wasn't a comment.
My bad. Different comment.
I just want to point out, if there's ever a club that I go to and it's a nigga in there inside a Speedo, I'm going to fuck home. Like, how do you get past security, Mr. Speedo, nigga? Like, what are we talking about? Like, that's wild.
I do have a question though, Becky.
I think there's a time and place for everything. So if you,
there's never a time for a Speedo in a nightclub.
No, not for that. I don't do Speedos. Okay, I don't want to see nobody in no Speedo. Okay.
You just said it depends on what's in it. We heard you.
No. Oh, did I say that? I was just joking.
No, you what? You said it out loud or you smiled.
First of all, I'm not attracted to a man that's in a Speedo. I've seen it plenty of times. It's not attractive to me. I don't even look at the package. But anyway,
see how they try to clean it up when it get put on the spot?
It was just for shits and giggles. But
right.
No,
oh my God.
When you're going to a place where that
determined that was a lie.
When you're going to a place where there's kids and stuff like that, like, and or even out, say you're going out with your homegirls, like, and you might have certain shorts, you know, not with your ass hanging out, but
arrest me, daddy.
Hey, you talking about a man?
What the heck? Arrest me, daddy.
Are we talking about wait, first off, Jamie, were you talking about a man? A man, you saying?
No, I was talking about the women. Mott had made the comment about, just like women dress in a certain way, you're going to get the certain attention. I think that there are places where you might be able to dress more provocative in a certain setting, depending on what that is. Maybe you might have more cleavage out. Maybe you might have a little bit more skin out, some see-through on the side, things like that. But I think that when you are going to these public places, you're going to get that certain attention. And what pisses me off is that women dress this way and then expect a guy not to look. Men are visual. They're thinking already how they're going to put their dick in between your cheeks. So when you dress this way, you need to expect that. And I think
we started jaws first. I think we started jaws, then we work our way down the cheeks.
Correct.
I got a question for y'all. So let's say I do go out, right, and I am in a adults place, right, and I see a girl and her ass is out, and there's another girl and her ass is not out, right? How am I supposed to treat both of them? In your opinion?
You can't just go
I'm asking the lady.
It can be the exact opposite. You need to talk and you need to let those women, because I'm just saying, you really do. Like, you just gonna judge a book by its cover. That sounds like that's what you asking me. How do I judge each book by its cover? You don't. You have to read.
Yeah.
I think you can treat them the same, right? As far as being respectable, like, oh, how you doing, moving past them or whatever, right? Now, whether or not you want to, initiate a conversation to find out if that woman is the type of one you want to talk to, like, date, that's different. But what I was talking about was baseline respectability. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just being able to be cordial with somebody and be like, how you doing? Nice to see you. You know, I think that level it needs to be the same across any human, right? Like I said, until disrespect comes in.
I'm not calling no woman ma'am with her ass out.
Yeah, I definitely want all the ladies to answer because I definitely want to hear.
I don't think
Toya's
any
perspective and
woman
Dave's
with
perspective
her
is
ass
on that.
out or even without her ass out wants to be called ma'am.
You got to go to
just
Texas.
throwing that out there.
In Texas, we
So,
call
no,
everybody ma'am.
Toya. The question was,
do.
how should we treat them? Mont asked, how should we treat them?
I think the approach should be respectable either way. The conversation is gonna tell you how you should treat them.
See, one of our esteemed panelists has a saying. He said, the good women are standing too close to the hoes. And now you're telling us we're supposed to treat women who are dressed like hoes like they aren't dressed like hoes. That is insane.
I'm not saying you're gonna go walk up to her and be disrespectful. Why would I tell you to go be disrespectful?
We don't have to be disrespectful of how we treat hoes. We still be respectful, because being disrespectful to a hoe is not going to get you the proceeds of that hoe being a hoe. But I'm not going to be the same type of respectful that I would to like BK, knowing that she's not a hoe, even if I want the same thing I want from the hoe. I know my audience. I have to go at my target audience based on what I know they want. The hoe is not going to get the same gentleman shit from me.
So why are you asking us?
Well,
I was gonna say, then that means the question is obsolete.
The argument y'all were making was like, well, just because she's a hoe, you got to treat her with respect. No, we don't treat y'all the same. At all.
When you say treat,
I didn't ask that question.
I just
Your
wanted
boy
to know
asked
how
the
y'all was gonna
question.
answer it, right? I just want to know how y'all was gonna answer it, because I just want to see what y'all thought. But in reality, I've been doing this for a long time, right? I'm
I
a
already
man,
told y'all what I thought about it.
and I've dealt with women for a long time. And I got a real high free throw percentage, right? When you dress different, you are different. 99% of the time. Now, of course, it's possible that a woman can dress like a hoe and she can be a virgin and she can be not want nobody attention, right? That's a possibility, right? But 9 times out of 10, if you dress a certain way, you easier than the other woman who's not dressed a certain way. And y'all might both be hoes, right? But the woman who dressed this, it's just most commonly, if you dress that way, like you going. And you know, a man is going, it's like it's certain girls that a guy might walk up to and be like, yo, like, what you doing later?
Ooh la la.
You trying to come back to my spot later? Like, you trying, where we going later? We going to an after hour, right? And it's another woman, he might be like, yo, you know, respectfully, like, I don't see a ring on your finger, right? 2 different types of energies, 2 different types of interests that you want from that woman. And you can talk to, in reality, you can talk to them 2 different ways. I'm not saying disrespect the other woman, but I don't have to have the guardrails that I have to have on with the other woman most cases. You can you can cut right to the chase. Like, you literally can get there a lot quicker with those type of women. Just it is what it is.
Any woman walking around advertising like and then acting like she's not for sale is stupid. That's the dumbest shit in the world. That's like a store that's closed having people working beside that bitch with the door locked, even though the sign says open. Like, if you dress like that, we are going to treat you based on how you look. I'm not going to go to a paramedic and ask that nigga to put a fire out. I'm going to find a fucking firefighter because of the uniform they wear. That's how you identify different professions. You identify hoes based on their attire. Now, there are some hoes that like to be covered up, but again, those hoes are few and far in between. I've never seen women with their ass out dressed like that's not getting cracked by somebody and that aren't crackable. I've never seen any of them that are inaccessible or hard to reach for the right types of niggas. I have seen several women who are modestly dressed that are hard to reach and are inaccessible to most men because they either already have one or they already just are in that space where they don't want a man to like them for their body. If you don't have the body for this part, you don't have this conversation though, because you don't even have these problems. So it's not something that, you know, the women who, you know, a lot of women build like little boys. They can't help it, right? So this conversation isn't for them, but for the women that we're talking about that have ass to be out, you're gonna get treated like your ass is out. Like, the fuck are we supposed to do? Excuse me, ma'am. I just thought that I was so captivated by the tramp stamp that you have and that 36-piece weave that you're wearing and the red bottoms and all the designer stuff with the cuff that I see I can sip my drink on. I just wanted to know your name. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Ma'am, I have money and dick. What are we doing?
Well, wait, Willie, can I ask you a question? Do you think, okay, so we talked about height. Do you think that works for you because of your perceived status?
No.
So do you think a 5'7" man whether she's dressed like a 304, as you like to say, or she got a, just nice body con covered up. Do you think that's going to work?
If me and a 5'7" nigga that are equal everywhere else, except I'm taller, all of that shit, I'm winning 9 times out of 10. And the only time that I don't win is because I checked my phone and saw something and he beat me to her. That's it.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, I rarely ever like cold approach women in my life. I just never had to, right? But I can count on like my hands how many times I have. And one time when I was younger, I was driving and I seen a girl like walking down the street about to go into a corner store. And I'm like, I don't be cold approaching women, but the way she was dressed, I said, nah. I pulled right over. I hopped out, got her number. Her ass was out. It was out too much. I said, oh, I'm pulling over. I got to. So
if anybody ever has to become a recruiter for something,
absolutely.
That's when you understand what it's like to have to cold approach people. Like going through recruiter school and having to do that in the military and having to like cold approach people constantly, you learn like how to sell what you got. You learn how to work with what you got. Like, hey, listen, you look like you struggle, my nigga. You should probably join the Navy. Just saying. Like, once you got to swim, when you get 4 years in, you get benefits for the rest of your life. Like, you got to figure out how to sell people on things, and you get rejected all the fucking time, especially by this new fucking generation. With women, it's no different. Understand your target audience and know what they're looking for. If you have it, you will excel. Like you'll shoot 80% from the 3-point line, even if you have what the majority of women like. And a lot of these women who dress that certain way like the same types of niggas. They do tend to be monolithic in what they desire from a man. So if you have most of those things, those women are not going to turn you down ever, unless you're 5'7".
Some people don't like giants.
Again,
they want a nice average 5'9".
5'7" month and 6'4" month go after the same girl.
I don't know. I met a woman. I think Trev met her too. That said she don't want a tall man. She don't want somebody that's 6'4".
She was capped. We know what happened.
One woman. Like, why are we talking about?
I didn't believe her.
She said she wanted a shorter man.
But hold on.
One woman.
You have to make this line. You got to ask women, is that what you want now, or is that what you've always wanted? Because a lot of times people taper their standards as they get older and as they learn from making certain mistakes. A lot of them, I'll take a 5'7".
I don't know. She said she was she's like 5'2" or something like that. I think she's like 5'1", 5'2". And she said that she doesn't want a tall man. She wants somebody that's closer to her height.
Then she's just an anomaly.
I don't think so.
Let's be honest that everybody has their own preferences. I know we're talking about the majority, but there are some people that just don't require that. I mean, I'll say this: my best relationship and longest relationship, 12 years, was with somebody who was my exact height. And it was
he didn't have the option, so he had to put in more work, and he was more likely to stay because he couldn't do to hit like this. The reason why, because you were the best he could do. And when a woman gets a guy and she's the best he can do, that nigga is gonna give her his all.
Well, he did give me his all. However, but I was the one more so like, not approaching him, but more so like, forcing on him.
Even more, because he was short. He like, no, she don't like short niggas. He's he do like short niggas. Okay, I gotta get her flowers when we go on our first date. I gotta open all her doors.
But my preference is tall, so.
Exactly, and look at the relationship.
And he knew that.
Your relationship longevity tends to align with your preferences. The fact that he was not your preference subconsciously had an effect to do why y'all not together now. Even though you say he gave you your all and it was your best relationship, look at where y'all are at right now.
The tall ones, it didn't even last long now.
For the only non-6-footer on this panel, I'm gonna tell you that we don't have to work that much harder. I'm just
y'all definitely don't because the 5'7", the 5'9" niggas still y'all got a lot of play. But them 5'4" and below, if you're the same size as a woman, you're not getting nothing from us.
I'm a strong 5'8". I ain't had no issues.
You average height for a man.
I'm just saying, y'all over there talking about we got to do backflips and have hat tricks. No, sir. But I hear you.
Congratulations on being the non-6-foot outlier, nigga. You're welcome.
Yeah, there's
Like,
other things you
know
gotta
you
have
get
in place,
bitches.
but
We know you get
that's
bitches.
not the end all be all. I'll be honest with you. That's not the end all be all. Height is cool. It's definitely advantageous, but it's not the end all be all either.
It's a lot of women who like look at niggas who have too much going for them. Like, oh, I know you got a bunch of hoes. Like they look at you different, and like they know that they're gonna have to either one share you or put up with some shit because they know what you got going for you, and they disqualify you for that too. So I mean, it always works, but the majority of the time, being 6 foot tall, well, you know what? We'll throw track. We'll get true in here. Being 5'8" and above and having your stuff together, the less you have on this end, the more you got to have over here. And I think we all know, Drew definitely excels in every area except for, you know what I'm saying, he's not 6 foot tall. So,
And why you want to jump in, say something? I know you've been back.
No, I'm gonna wait for the next question segment. I was filling this form out of this part.
You gonna read the super chats before you move to the next part, JR?
Yeah, go ahead, bring it up. I just got this.
I ain't got the juice, JR. I can't bring nothing up.
The last one we're gonna do the just the way thing.
Oh man, she wished she was one of my hoes. LD 244. Willie act like he perfect. This dude out of touch. You can tell. God, I gotta read this Bible shit now. Okay. YME 72:17. First Proverbs 1:26 through 28. James chapter 4, verse 7. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27. King James Version. Now to women gatherers, false. Her job is to be the helpmate to her husband, multiply on earth, and teach small children and younger women. King James Version also says a woman's place is in the home. She ain't a gatherer. See Proverbs. Leave God in the Bible out of your convo if you ain't living it. That's fair. Positive energy activates constant elevation. Shout out to construct.com. YME 70. God, this nigga here. No hymen, high body count, 2 ready-made families, multiple BDs, 3 profane, fake everything, and accountable. You're out. Willie, you on point. Thanks, champ. This motherfucker. Cy Schuler, making eye contact and smiling at him across the room. Hashtag dropping the handkerchief. Oh man. The dude who baby mama I know. Dudes like tall dudes more than women do. Oh, my bad. SMH. I think that means like shaking his hips or something because he gay. Sriracha 8731. I don't believe Jay. She definitely package watcher. Facts. Everything about Jay Face says meat watcher. 100%. Nothing wrong with it. Hey, just give niggas.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't check it out at some point.
You should.
That's high on my list, But
listen, just make sure you give a nigga a fair one, and you don't like judge him based off the winter. Okay. If it's cold outside,
based off of the inches.
wintertime. No, like wintertime. Because if it's cold outside, some niggas growers, they're not showers. You just gotta.
I was gonna say that's okay as long as the
They're not growers.
the end result, as long as the end result is
Wait, it only takes 3.5 inches to satisfy a woman. It's just a credit card, not a dick.
Absolutely not. Sorry, no, thank you.
You just missed the last part. I said it's just a credit card, not the dick, but whatever. If you got 3.5 inches, Jesus Christ, I feel so that's tough. It's like a toddler penis. It's weird.
I'm going to play this D-Wade clip.
Is it real? It's never real.
Thank you. I didn't want to say that. Yeah, it's never.
What do you mean?
You know,
like this is what people think.
People
They think people think if you go to dinner, and it's a $90 bill, she's paying $45 and you're paying $45, buddy. No, that's not real. It ain't 50-50. If everything ain't 50-50, you can't take one or two things and make it 50-50. I agree. So
I've never been 50-50.
I don't even know what. I ain't never been close.
Me either.
What you talking about?
I ain't never been 90-10.
I've had moments in certain areas where like, let's buy this house together.
No.
Let's go on this trip together maybe once in a while, but not everything else. No. But we're not
splitting the Starbucks.
It ain't no way. I got
50-50 is WPS.
50-50 does feel like WPS.
Yes, this is white people.
Yeah. Black people weren't happy with that conversation.
We're not.
Yeah, and I was looking at them like, I ain't with that either. Like, I'm not letting my woman play. She don't need to.
Dude.
We good.
I'm telling you, that whole conversation, I felt like it ended people's relationships, and the fact that it wasn't even actually happening in your life makes it so funny.
Yeah, it wasn't really happening. My wife said they edited it a little bit because I was like, hey, what you doing? What's up? Why you do that? She was like, nah, that wasn't how.
That wasn't how
it wasn't in the context. They took it out of context.
This is my last
great
one,
marketing, though.
and I don't know the answer. Strawberry ice cream.
White WPS.
Okay.
I'm out on strawberry ice cream.
If Neapolitan ice cream comes and it's vanilla, chocolate, strawberry.
I'm only going to vanilla and chocolate.
Yeah, you're like, what does it look like after a week? Is all the vanilla gone?
Yes.
All the vanilla and chocolate gone, and there's still a lot of strawberry left.
Yeah, strawberry ice cream
What they talking about?
has beaver ass in it, so that makes sense.
Do black
Yeah,
people look like
strawberry is the best ice cream. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Strawberry, but it for real has beaver ass in it.
ice cream analogy.
Oh well.
No, because they talk about it, the white people shit, like WPS. That's white people.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. So for the context, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Gabrielle Union when she was basically talking about how she was wearing the pants in her house. And so I guess Shaq got a podcast or whoever, and it seems like he was doing some damage control, if you ask me. I don't know why she would play with that.
She wasn't talking about with him though. When Gabrielle Union said that she was paying for in that first relationship, she did it with him because she wanted to be equal. But with the nigga she did it with, her first boyfriend, her ex-husband, she did it and said that's why she cheated on him. She wanted to act like she can contribute to Dwayne Wade because Dwayne Wade is Dwayne Wade and she's Deliver Us from Eva. So she wanted to do it.
Yeah,
like
I
as a
remember
measure
that
of
conversation.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
So then what is
He
the
told her,
question
this is
being
my
asked?
house. And she said, well, I'll pay half the mortgage.
I think a man should pay all the bills. Like I don't think that if a man can't afford to pay all of the bills, he shouldn't be dating. He shouldn't have a woman. Like I have a very
That
hard
kind of
mind about
leads
that.
us to the crazy situation. So
But then that
I think
is going to leave a lot of men out of dating.
So
that gets
almost
unrealistic.
all.
Everybody
That's
is
going to
not
leave
in
a
the,
significant amount of men out of
everybody
dating.
is.
I'm
Everybody's not in a position to take care of their spouse or their significant other 100%. That's
No issue.
unrealistic. Some
Yeah,
people
but in a
are-
perfect
yes, it
world-
is, because everybody is not top earners. Everybody is not going to be able to be the top financier in their relationship and just the breadwinner. It doesn't work like that. With every relationship, somebody somewhere on this planet is gonna do 50-50, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you keep constructing these relationships, people just don't make enough money. They just don't.
No
If that
argument
was the
there.
case, we wouldn't even be having these conversations, right? Right. So if we're not arguing that a lot of people don't make a lot of money, then we also can't conflate that pressure of them having to take on full responsibility when we just said they don't make a lot of money. So where's the sustainability coming from? That's unrealistic. It's
So one,
ideal that
it's
you want to like
unrealistic.
retire
It's
your
only
woman and be
unrealistic because it's
the breadwinner,
uncommon.
but that's not possible for everybody.
It's only unrealistic
It's
because
just
it's
not.
uncommon. And again, my point is, I don't think that most niggas should be reproduce or have kids. I'm on record saying that. Like, what are we talking about? I'm not saying this
Some
shit.
of us
just
were
because it's
produced
me.
when we didn't have no money at all. Like I get what you're
Exactly.
saying because
Which was the
it's great
point.
to be fiscally responsible and financially adequate to take care of family. But most people we already know are not having kids based off of that.
No
They're
one is
just
arguing
not.
against that at all. What I'm saying is that a guy shouldn't be dating if he can't take on everything that comes with that. Why would I want my daughter to date someone that's going to need her help to be the man that she deserves, which is a man who can protect and provide for her? I don't want a man half-ass protecting and providing for my woman the same way I wouldn't want my daughter half-ass submitting to him or to her husband. So when I say that a guy should be able to pay all the bills, he should at least be able to cover the bills for his home. That doesn't mean that they have to be extravagant. They just have to live within his means. So if that man is only making $52,000, he should be able to support his family off of that $52,000. Like that
Not taking into account that his woman also made 52
that's like-
and that's now 104,000.
Poverty.
That's unrealistic.
Poverty. With a fourth family member, that shit is poverty.
Most people make.
I think that was
Yeah, but that's why they both work though. Because if
So,
you're doing like one joint,
Would
that
either
shit
one of
is
y'all
terrible.
like, would either one of y'all date a nigga that made $52,000?
Yep. Knock it off.
I don't think that you can paint broad. I get Willie's point, but I do think that there should be some room. We talking about dating, or we talking about dating? I think that getting all your bills paid is a wife position. I don't think I'm gonna give any woman that's not my wife.
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, if she's a wife, then absolutely. But if we're dating, then I'm pretty sure I met you with your debt. I'm pretty sure I met you with your individual fiscal choices. So you meeting me, I'm straight. That I'm not absorbing your weight. Now, if we transition and you go down matrimony, that's a whole different type of situation. And then, we'll figure that out and it'll be handled. But I think it is a bad premise. I think you got to kind of give some context to get men going out here trying to stretch themselves past a point that they can't handle. And most women taking the advantage of, oh, well, if you ain't paying all my bills, well, he didn't create those bills. Like, he didn't create them. He's not responsible for them. On the level of us meeting and trying to get to know each other and building. So you being a girlfriend, sweetie, those bills are yours. Stop dating broke women. Like,
we've been on the panels enough.
Broke women. Like, she ain't got no bread. Why are you even talking to her? But
we've been on the panels enough for you guys to understand that when I'm talking about a wife, I'm not talking about no goddamn girlfriend. Like, that should be common sense. I don't think a nigga should be, just because like you get with me and I have money, that you think that I should pay your bills and you just my girlfriend. Girl, fuck you and them bills. But I'm consistent in saying that. What I'm saying is that if my daughter's husband cannot fully provide from her, she does not need to marry him until he can. I have no issue with her sticking around and building with him. No problem with that. However, marrying my daughter means that you are replacing me. You are the number one man in her life, and I do not want my daughter dating a nigga that she has to help be the man in the house. Period. She can date him. They can build together, but once she becomes a wife, that's on him. Like, it's not, because now she can't come to me for money. You got a husband now, baby. Don't call him. Like, I'm not changing tires anymore. I'm not paying for insurance. I'm not doing that shit because you have a husband now. So we're not talking about just dating, right? Like, that's the fact that people even thought I was talking about girlfriends, like especially these retarded niggas in the chat. That's the stupidest shit in the world. And I think that I'm the most anti-pay a girlfriend bill nigga on the internet. Paying my wife's bills though, absolutely, because my wife can't have a boss. My wife can't go to work and ask another nigga permission to do anything. That doesn't work for me. So I don't want her needing permission to take. If I want some lunch head, I don't want her to have to go ask Todd from accounting can she take a half a day of PTO. Like, no, I want my lunch head when I want it. You got kids events, you got to take permission off. You got to go to work the day after Christmas, the day after Thanksgiving when the itis set in. That shit is crazy. Like, that's not something my wife will ever be able to do, and it makes me look bad. So fuck. If it works for you niggas, cool.
So, quick question: do you guys
a teacher,
do you guys believe that a man should pay on the first date?
Teachers are too promiscuous. Like, they on the top 5 list for it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, hold on, y'all. Jay had a question. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I just want to know: do you guys agree that a man should pay the first date? So, and I'll just say you guys are hanging out throughout the day, and maybe you're doing lunch, and then it goes down to dinner. Should the woman pay for the dinner, he pay for the lunch, or vice versa, or should he pay for everything?
The woman should never have to touch her anything financially on that day.
I've never had a scenario where a woman even thought of paying, no matter what type of walk of life they were from. It just was not even part of the equation ever.
Well, I'm going to leave a tip. Yeah. I was going to say, I'm going to go ahead and chime in on this. If you made it to the date, then I'm going to go ahead and take care of everything. I don't just go out with anybody.
The best, you just offer to leave a tip. Like, you still say no, obviously, but
that never even happens.
Yeah, I've had that happen a few times.
I asked before I've left a tip. Okay, so what? So I had
I'm just going to say this. What about just a tip?
What? Yeah, just a tip. So say I'm quick with it. Don't play with me. No. So real quick. So I had a friend. This is a very quick story. Friend who went on a date with somebody. She drove to him. And he was taking her out in that area. He didn't really spend a whole lot on dinner because they went to, I don't know, some like amusement area. And then later on they went out to eat, and she had said, all right, let's feed you. You know, you're hungry. Let's feed you. And he said, well, how do you want to do this when the bill came? And she was, honestly like taken back. Like, what do you mean how you want to do it? And when she brought it up to him, she paid it. And when she brought it up to him, he said, well, because you said let's feed me, I thought you were going to take care of it. Yeah, so
it's tough because I think, like, I agree with JR. I agree with a lot of the fellas. Typically, we're gonna set the tone financially, especially off the first rip. It's not that big of a deal. The issue comes in is, like, and I said before, when women are operating out of this mindset of first round of refusal, you don't get to dictate what I do. If I put you in a position to be dating me or hanging with me, I'm setting the tone. Now that doesn't mean that I'm gonna take you to Wiener Schnitzel, because I don't even eat Wiener Schnitzel. But
bro, that's a random ass restaurant, bro.
That's
a random ass restaurant. That's how we know you from California.
That don't sound like
bro.
nowhere I would ever want to go.
I'm just saying. So the problem becomes when you make the date a performance. And now I personally hate that myself. You know, I haven't had these issues, but I see dudes going through it. You shouldn't have to perform. If she like you, she there, she good, whatever y'all do. When the issue of who pays or who not, I'll be honest, I've had tons of women offer to pay. I always handle it. They ain't got no issue. It ain't a fact because they just are that type of person. But if you a man, you just gonna handle it. It's not that big of a deal. Now you start saying, oh, the bill should look like this, or I should dine this way, or let me order leftovers to take back home to the family. I'm putting you outside, you walking home. Like, that's disrespectful, but I'll laugh.
Bro, you wild. You still said Wiener Schnitzel out loud. Just throw that out there.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with 50-50, right? The only thing that I do think is I think that every man should strive to fully provide. You know, that should be his goal to one day do that. But I don't have any problem with couples going 50-50 as long as, you know, it's a part of the plan and he's confident enough to believe that one day he'll be able to, you know, fully provide for his family. I don't like when guys lack the confidence and don't think that one day they'll be able to do it. You know, I don't know why, because they say that a man reaches his financial potential, you know, when he's in his 40s or 50s or something like that. You don't think you'll get there? You think you're always going to be where you at when you're 30? That's stupid. Where's your ambition? But yeah, but I don't have a problem with couples, you know, splitting bills and stuff like that. I think it's a part of the game. It's a part of the plan. So
this is, if I'm ultimately responsible for everything that happens in our relationship, I should, as a husband, be responsible for all of the different things in the relationship, like the bills. Because if something goes wrong, I'm responsible for that. If we get divorced, no one's gonna come to me and be like, "Damn, bro, what you do?" Even my niggas gonna be like, "Really, what you do, bro?" Because they understand, just generally speaking, the man is responsible. So if a man is going to be responsible,
But I don't think he's talking about married people in general.
Okay, that's fine. But when I was talking about it,
I'm talking about people who, if you live together, I think that's when you start to kind of, I don't really care about the marriage, not marriage, but once y'all live together, like, you know, you a man, she a woman, y'all gonna, you know.
Like, why would I have a woman move into my house and then be like, "Hey, I need that half of the mortgage"? Like, I mean, if you cool with it, hey, it's niggas out here looking for you.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna throw something out here because I don't know. This is something that I've witnessed, right? I know someone personally. She is in a relationship with a man who can financially provide to take care of all the bills.
Mm-hmm.
However, he makes her go half with him on everything. Now, it takes him one paycheck to pay half of the mortgage. It takes her 2 to 3 to pay half of the mortgage. But they're going 50-50 on everything in the relationship.
Oh, he just don't like her. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because what man likes a woman
out they means?
Yeah,
You
what
can't
what
tell
man?
her that though.
Well, because you said you.
And
you
he's been
just-
with her for years. Like at this
You
point,
just-
they've been together for almost 7-8 years.
And you swore you didn't have no dumb friends like 45 minutes ago on the show.
Hold on, she didn't really
Oh,
articulate a man getting a lot of
I
money,
said
though.
I know someone. I ain't say this was one of
okay.
my friends. I don't use the F word loosely.
Clean up.
She didn't articulate a guy that was getting a lot of money. She said one of his paychecks is half of the mortgage. Like, so yeah, he want his money. Like,
but
that ain't a lot, you know.
Yeah, they're living outside their means.
No, I'm just saying it only takes one of his paychecks to pay half the mortgage. I'm not saying that he don't got money left over. I'm just
That means
saying
it would
that
take two of
one
his
paycheck
paychecks
could
to
pay
pay
half the
the whole
mortgage with him
mortgage,
with
which
no
is
ease.
crazy.
I mean,
No, he can pay. Well, he can know if half a paycheck pays half the mortgage, one paycheck pays the entire mortgage.
No, what I'm saying is it only takes him one paycheck to make half of the mortgage. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so he would need two paychecks and it's
Whereas
50% of
it
his
takes
income.
her
We're outside of their means.
2 to 3.
Like Trev says, they're outside of their means.
This math don't add up. I don't know about this.
Listen,
Think about it this way, right?
It don't add up, but that's
you're supposed to spend a max of what 30% of your income on household bills, right? If you're saying that 25% of his income, let's say he gets 4 paychecks in a month, cover half the mortgage, which means 50% of his income is going to just the mortgage, which means that more than that, like you get what I'm saying.
No.
So
What I'm saying, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's 25% of his income.
He's responsible for half, so he can pay his half in just one paycheck. He could probably pay the full thing in just one paycheck, but
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I said.
I'll say this. I think sometimes, and I don't know the context of this story, the fella said he don't like her. I don't think it's always that. I think sometimes that woman is not showing him the respect he may believe he deserves. So sometimes a man will stay parked in a relationship and you're not, because I don't feel respected like I want, then yeah, you're going to go ahead and pay for the lack of respect that you're showing me. I've seen that more often than them not really liking her, because a lot of times women think, well, you make more money. Okay, but yeah, you're hard-headed. I got to repeat myself. It's always a struggle to get you to do very basic things. So I'm not going to fight with you. We're just going to split this down the middle, and I'm going to preserve my finances because you haven't arrived to the state of being mature enough or respectful enough to receive that privilege, because that is a privilege for a man to.
So let me say the part that I didn't say then. He doesn't like her enough to not have her go 50-50. Because what man wants to see his woman struggling? If I know that it's going to take my woman 3 checks, that means she got 2 jobs. Because you don't get paid 3 times but maybe 3 months out the year, and that depends on how the years fall. So if it takes, now she's working 2 jobs, and it takes her 3 of her checks to make her have, like, no man that loves you will watch you struggle, or put you in a position where you have to struggle, unless it's like what True just said. You on some mouthy shit, and he like, all right, well, cool. Well, you keep working these 2 jobs, and I'm gonna kick back and work my one and pay all of my bills.
Toya, has she asked him
If the women in the audience went to their man who might not make enough and said, you don't love me enough because you watching me struggle because you don't make enough money, do you think that this is gonna be beneficial for their relationships, or this gonna cause a whole lot of problems?
Cause problems, as
it would cause problems, obviously,
Yeah,
but isn't another side of it? Maybe the woman is not financially disciplined, and maybe the man was trying to train
saving the
her.
money or having her put into
years,
it.
but that's like the other aspect of it. Maybe she's just not financially responsible. Maybe he just don't want her to get used to him paying all the bills and just wants her to get used to that contribution. But like you all are saying, like after 7 to 8 years, well, how long my training course supposed to take? I mean, like, what are we doing? Are you saving this to give it back to me? I don't know the full contextuality of the relationship. It just,
Can I ask a question, Toya?
I'm gonna do some digging and figure out what's going on there, because now I'm invested. Now I want to know.
Because the other option that I don't think has been presented is if the house was outside of the means. If the house was outside of their means,
do I think that she's living
outside of the means? Like if the house was outside of what they really should have paid.
I am not sure.
No, she's still asking the. Hold on, she's still asking the question. Go
I think it's a lag. It's a lag.
Oh. Hold on.
I'm sorry, it was breaking up, so I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. No, I said if the house is outside of the means, and the agreement was if you want this big of a house or this nice of a house, you're gonna have to put up the half. It could be letting someone eat, their dumb decisions, and it's like it is 2 paychecks. But I told you that when you said, "Oh, I want this big house because it got this yard and it got this," it's gonna cost you, even though you knew it was outside the budget. Because some people will let you make the dumb decisions. And rightfully so, I'm gonna let you suffer for it. Probably a decade. I ain't going.
But also, Toya,
that does sound fair.
It's not of that nature.
Look, Toya, what's the relationship?
I know it's not of that nature because they got a simple ass house, in my opinion, and it's only 1 bedroom. It's a 1-bedroom house.
One bedroom.
Wait, hold on. So now, hold the fuck up, bro. You
In
mean to tell me
California?
that this nigga has her going half 50-50 on bills in a 1-bedroom house where it takes her 3 paychecks to pay her half? That nigga hates her. Like, not talking about like he doesn't like her. Like,
Listen, so I'm okay. So I be air hustling, right? I be air hustling. So the lady that is in question is a coworker at my job, and I be listening to her complaining on our lunch break, right? So I just be there trying to eat my food, but I guess she needs somebody to talk to, so she just be rambling off at the mouth. So I just be sitting there listening. Now, here's my thing. I can't come out and tell this woman who's been with this man for 7-8 years that her nigga don't like her. I can't tell her that. So I just be sitting there like, maybe you should have a conversation with him.
No,
I don't
girl,
know.
he hates you.
How much is their mortgage?
So now I'm invested. I gotta ask
Don't tell that
questions.
girl her man don't like her. Like,
Man, hold
please
on.
don't go tell her that shit.
What city do you live? What city?
I'm not gonna
Write
tell
her
her
an
that.
anonymous letter. Write her an anonymous letter.
What-
Dear gentle
yeah.
reader, your
Yeah.
nigga don't like you.
Send her flowers from a nigga that says, "Hey, you
Okay.
can do
Yeah,
so much
what
better."
county is this in? What county is this in?
What city you live in where people still buy 1-bedroom homes?
Is it a house or it's probably an apartment?
I live in South Jersey. I'm in Gloucester
It's an
County.
apartment.
Gloucester County has spacious
What's
homes
an
in
apartment?
general.
They don't live in a house.
I got a 4-bedroom house,
No, the people
and
in
their
question,
house is maybe like.
Man, the math just don't make sense.
This shit's not making sense.
What's
Well,
a 1-bedroom
Jersey
house?
homes are
Oh, man.
unreasonably priced, so that's the thing.
But
Yeah,
what
you
does a
gotta
1-bedroom
be-
house cost? It takes 2 grown-ups 4 paychecks to pay all the
I
bills.
think that they bought the
That's
house
not
in
right.
a time. I think they bought the house in a time where the interest rates are really high. So
their
I
credit
think
was fucked
that
up.
their mortgage
No, their credit's
is
fucked.
essentially more than I think that they should be paying.
Oh,
They should sell it and just get in a 1-bedroom apartment.
However, they're already in.
Right. So y'all think that they live in a 1-bedroom house?
That's what she said.
I've never
I don't
seen
see
it
how
in
that's
my life.
possible in Gloucester County. That's
Yeah, I
fucking
didn't know
weird.
that they made 1-bedroom homes.
It may be,
That's-
it may be 2 bedrooms, but
gotta be
like
at least a
that
2. It's gotta
second
be at least
bedroom
a
ain't a
2.
bedroom. It's probably like a closet. You know what I mean?
Like, who just wake up and say, you know what? Hey, Hector,
I'm
Holmes,
gonna tell you what.
1-bedroom houses.
I'll tell you
Like,
what. They got some weird houses. Like you'll see a one-off where it looks like.
So apparently they was living in.
bullshit.
I think they was living
You'll
in
see that
somebody's
sometimes. It's
basement,
not all
either
of
his
them.
mom or her mom. Somebody's basement.
Listen, you got
Damn, she a
homework to
down
do
chick, man.
before next Thursday. We need the details. Before next Thursday,
I'm
we need to
gonna
know
ask
the
these
house
questions
square
come tomorrow. Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah. And
How
the
many
property
bedrooms
taxes
in
are
this
probably
house?
fucked up too.
What are your monthly bills?
Property tax.
Is there child support
Oh
involved?
yeah, I'm gonna ask that.
But also this is another thing.
She
Like,
don't
what is
got
their
no kids.
relation-
They don't got no kids.
What is their relationship dynamic, right? Like, do they split the house chores down the middle and stuff like that, or is she, doing the
No,
primary?
she does all. She does the cooking, the cleaning. She does the grocery shopping. She has to ask him for money to go grocery
This nigga
shopping.
hates her. Oh my god!
Hold on. He give her grocery money though. He pay for the groceries.
Bruh. She gotta do half.
No,
of it
she
and work 3
usually
jobs.
pays for the groceries, but if she doesn't have enough, she has to ask him for the rest of it.
Are you sure they don't live in an RV?
Do they have kids?
So she says.
Is he a drug addict? Gambling?
No, they don't have kids.
Sex addict.
Oh, yeah. No, y'all.
No,
this shit
neither
adding
one.
up. Like, you need to go save her. She's at risk. Like, he hates her. Like
that might. Be
I be
considered financial
thinking
abuse
she's at risk,
at
but
that
like
point.
I can't. I'm the outside looking in. I can't just say to her, "Yo, your man hates you." Like
Come on.
even last summer, I remember she was saying that the AC in her car was broken, and he is handy with cars. He can fix it, and she went like almost the whole summer with no AC in her car because he never fixed it, but he was fixing his dirt bikes and all this other stuff. And like,
Damn, he couldn't put
I'm
no
like, girl, he
R34
hates
in
you.
Correct.
But when I said that to her at that point, she was up in arms and she was mad that I said that. So I learned to not say things to people about their relationships
What does she look like? Honestly.
because they don't like that.
What? Yeah, that's important. What does she look like?
like?
I think she's a beautiful girl.
You're lying.
Yeah,
Nope.
whatever.
She's a
No,
beautiful
we're cool.
girl. She's Spanish. She's about my height. She has. What do you mean you're good?
No, we're listening now because we're like she's got to be ugly.
Because you asked what she looked like. I'm describing it to you. She's not ugly.
Oh, you said
She overweight?
Your height, so we don't know.
Hey, put the link in the back chat so we can take a peek.
We need to see this woman.
Yeah, we need to see that.
Hey,
I don't think
put the
she's
link in the back
overweight.
chat.
She just she may have a little bit of a belly, but she's not overweight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Spanish with a belly? Yeah, he hates her.
Put the link in the back chat.
Yeah, he hates her because he got a Spanish girl that's not.
Is he also Hispanic?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, is the dude Hispanic too?
Because he could fix cars. So
He is also Hispanic.
Oh,
no
damn.
offense, I'm saying.
Whoa.
How old are they? How old are they?
He's also Hispanic.
How old would you say they are?
Do they send money back to their people?
You said
Back where they from?
She's 26.
Are they kids though?
Is it possible
No,
that they
they
send money
don't.
back to
They
the
all their
people where
families
she's
from
from?
here.
Is it possible
Okay, I
he's
have a
saving
picture
so
of
they can
her,
retire?
but like I'm gonna try
Yeah,
to
girl,
block
you
out
can
her,
back
her
chat.
name and stuff.
No, just
No,
put
no,
it in
just
the
put it in the
back
back
chat.
chat.
Back chat.
Back chat.
Oh, what'd you say?
Do she tell you she want to break up with him? Has she ever told you she disliked him?
She got a delay. I think she got a delay, a little lag. Put the link in the back chat, the
No,
private
she
chat.
never said that. She always say how much she loves him and she can't deal
Well, yeah,
without
stay out
him.
their
And she
relationship.
loves him
Just
so
stay out
much
their
and yada yada yada.
Don't go put no batteries in her back. Stay
Right.
out their relationship.
Well, yeah.
So there she is.
Stay out of it. However, if your homegirl,
No.
Wait.
if your homegirl,
she's about to kick your ass.
They probably do drugs a little bit.
She is going to kick your
Keep it
ass.
asleep.
You could have
her hair is bright blue.
I would hope not.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Listen,
they don't got no
job
family
you're
to send them
working,
money
she
to.
should
They
not
probably
be
get
on
high
drugs.
together. And that's their business.
If a man lets his woman go a hot ass summer without fixing the AC in her car, when he's capable of not only fixing it himself but paying to have it fixed, he hates her.
I wouldn't say he hate her. He just young and he got shit he
I've
like
been
to
saying
do.
that.
He like dirt bikes. He like shit like they expensive. Like I ain't gonna be.
At best, she's not his priority, and that's even
Yeah.
bad.
She's absolutely not a
No,
priority.
he young. He
Do
trying
y'all
to look good.
remember how
He
hot
probably got
that
a
summer
Hellcat.
was?
Yes, I do.
Where y'all at?
That's why Willie's saying he
Man,
hates her.
listen, it was so bad. I was picking Shorty up in my car because I was
Damn.
like, "Yeah, I can't have you about to catch heat stroke."
Yeah, you
so
already
I'll
want to
pick you
interfere
up.
in that shit.
Yeah, it's some.
Somebody in the chat probably knows her.
Like, I don't know, but
depends.
No, ain't no way.
Let me get to the super chat right here. Sir Shot 8731, $2 says, I don't believe Jay. She definitely packet watching. Thank
Facts.
you.
Not no speedos. Don't come over with no speedos.
She said she watched The Throne and The Bone.
Well, we're about to ready to close out, y'all. I want to thank you guys. Hang tight so we can talk in the back chat for a second. Hit that like button on your way out, you guys. Thank you for joining us Thursday show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Share the stream to somebody that need to hear all of this entertainment and good stuff that we had today.
My God.
And y'all enjoy y'all weekend. We'll catch y'all next time. We are out.